Hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Friday to each and everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Really appreciate each and everyone's support. Happy Friday to those in television land. Happy Friday to our silent viewers. And happy Friday to those who are in the chat. Hope everyone had a wonderful and productive week. Um, and looking forward to a wonderful and restive weekend, and have those who have started already, hope it's going good so far. Sorry about the little late start, but nevertheless we are here. Hope um, everyone is doing good, and we are going to be having a lively discussion tonight, and the topic is our politicians above the law. So, guys, please make sure you like up the live when you come in. Share us out if you can. That will be greatly appreciated. And if you're new to the channel, please show us some support by subscribing. So, I'm just going to welcome those who are already here in the chat. Truck Life, welcome, welcome. Happy Friday. Straight Up, welcome, welcome. Happy Friday to you. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Oh, Truck Life says he's in traffic. So I guess he's on the move.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to just do a bit of housekeeping, and I am just going to, no, before I hand over to Baron, I just need to highlight something that was brought to our, can I borrow that please? Something that was brought to our attention during the course of the week. A young lady reached out to us. Good night, Miss Yvonne Stevenson. She's saying good night, have a blessed weekend, Mystic Sensation. Thank you so much, Miss Yvonne, and same to you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So a young lady reached out to us during the week, and was, pointing out some issues that she and her husband are presently facing and has been facing for a couple of years now. Now her husband worked for 3 government agencies, and the last one, he was asked, you're welcome, Miss Yvonne, he was asked to, by the so-called contractor for the government agency, to give the employer his NIS card. So he complied, which I am not aware of. If you're working for a private company or a government entity, you need to hand over your NIS card to anyone. If you're filling out a form for a job application and there's a section, you put the number down. If they want to see it for verification, you show it to them. But at no time should any employer be holding on to your NIS card. Now, this gentleman had an accident at work a couple of years ago, and is suffering some medical problems as a result of this. So, unable to work, he tried to cash in on his pension. Lo and behold, when he went, along with his wife, there was nothing for this man to collect. And until today's date, even the day when they reached out to us, he was going to the doctor, and only he alone could manage to go because they could not afford the fare for both of them, and they have to be funding this out of pocket, right? Because apparently when they went to the office for the NIS and tried to figure out how his pension would go, apparently that number had a different name affixed to it, and there was nothing for this gentleman to get until today's date, and it has been years. Understand that they went to court and nothing came of it because they could not afford a proper lawyer. So it was a public defender, so you know how that goes. And right now they are living off PATH. No, this PATH program is a living joke, because how can you have 2 adults who are, up in age after working how many years, and you're gonna say, okay, because this happened, they're gonna, okay, compensate them with part, I help them out with part. $3,000 for 2 persons per month. $3,000 for 2 persons per month.
Woefully inadequate.
And it's $1,500 each. And I've been made to understand that apparently they go to NCB and they line up to collect it in the sun. And sometimes when they go, there's nothing. No check or whatever there is handed to them to say this is your money. There's nothing. Sometimes they go back home empty-handed. Now, I've been in Jamaica up to last year, and I can't do anything with $3,000. I can't, 3,000 Jamaican dollars struck life for 2 persons per month. Can you imagine? 3,000, no, because of all the woes and stuff that, these persons have gone through, they don't really want us to highlight, too much of it, because they said they've been to hell and back. So they don't really want anybody to be able to identify who they are, but they just wanted us to let people know that this is what is happening after you've worked how many years, and then to collect your pension is just one big ring around the rosy, right? And of course, it seemed as if the employer fleeced him in the first place, because why would the employer want to hold on to his NIS card? And then all of a sudden it goes missing, and then going to the office, it's a different person's name that's affixed to it.
That doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense. Some more corruption is just corruption after corruption after corruption. Mm-hmm. And who's suffering? The poor people.
Exactly.
$3,000. I go to Jamaica. I don't even know what to do with $3,000, because it can do nothing, much less to have it for a whole month. And sometimes you go, there's nothing. And I was curious. I said, do you have kids? Luckily, the kids are grown. So now and again, they said they help out where they can because they have their own families. They can't even afford to pay for a proper dwelling. It's just sad. And then you have these MPs, because I was looking into their salaries, who are collecting millions upon millions per year for their salary. And then when you look, they're getting allowances in the millions as well. For what? Allowances in the millions. And you have people out there suffering, and you're only giving a little crumbs off the table. Now you have one big pie to share for everybody, and then take 3/4 of it. 3/4 of it, and then try to share the other quarter amongst the nation. Anyway, I just needed to say that on their behalf, and I'm going to try and see how we can offer some help. And if there's anyone out there who can help us to point them in the right direction so that they can get some redress from what has happened to them, or find a better way to sustain themselves, then our numbers streaming across the screen, and you can reach out to us on that number.
Okay. Is there anything in the chat?
Sorry, Truck Life is saying allowances in the millions, and look how low minimum wage and pension is. I'm telling you.
All right.
3,000 Jamaican dollars per month for 2 persons.
Okay.
Ridiculous.
Read what straight up there.
So apparently straight up was saying, Mystic, happy for another Friday reasoning. Did you know that for over 2 years now, 2 MPs have been referred to the corruption prosecutor for false declarations and illicit enrichment? Nothing since.
Yes, I know about that information straight up, right? And I, did some investigation on that as well. And again, that is part and parcel of the reason why we are going to definitely look into some issues tonight, right? And we are going to, last week, of course, we been through some deep waters. So this week, right, we are going to get into some deep waters, but this time we are going to go through some, category 5 hurricane, right, in terms of explaining, right, certain information that I have here, right? And of course, I have a document, right, reflecting Andrew Holness, right, statutory declaration, right, between the period 2011 to 2020. And we are going to break that down. And of course, it is going to again point back into SSL because we had discussed SSL last week. However, this week we are talking about Andrew Holness statutory declaration that we are going to get into, right? And where we had ajar the door to SSL last week, but upon discussing this, we are going to open the door wide, right? And so then, Mystic Sensation always organize his thing and to just make people see, right, from A to Z, right, in a chronological sequence that we are going to discuss this, right? So just let me say, we are not going to, accuse the Prime Minister, but there are answers as it relates to what I'm going to present, right? We all going to see clear inconsistencies. And that is one of the reasons why I make sure that the evidence that I will be presenting tonight, right, everyone can see those evidence and we take it in that chronological sequence, plain and simple for persons to see it. So whatever perception that I am going to have, right? When we all look on the document and when we all reason tonight, right, our determination may reach to a collective opinion or a collective conclusion. And so that is why I am going to present the documentation, right, for all to see, right, and go through the different stages, right, as it relates to the Prime Minister statutory declaration. But before I get into that, what I want to get into, last night I had enjoyed an interview with Dr. Dayton Campbell, and he highlighted, right, of course, some stuff that Mark Golding has been doing. So what I want to add to that, right, as it relates to the journey that we are on what we call nation building. And if a government is not dealing with nation building, we are just going to ask that government to please step aside, right, and let the person who is dealing with nation building comes through that. So then I want to say, right, to, the People's National Party, right, that pay no attention, right, as it relates to being disorganized for now in terms of challenging Mark for the leadership. Unity is strength. And the truth be told, Mark Golding is working. Mark Golding, and I am so happy that Dayton, right, Dr. Dayton was able to disseminate the information as it relates to things that he had done and things that I personally had known about, things that I had researched, right? And of course, as it relates to the Impeachment Act, right, that is still now a bill in the parliament, just sit there, and where, you know, I mean, it was promised by, of course, this government that they will see through it. Now, Mark Golding, not being the government, right, but the opposition, right, is aware that, of course, checks and balance need to be done where government is concerned. And for persons who may involve in corruption, right, I mean, you have to have a method to at least where persons, if culpable, persons can be punished. And so then we see Mark Golding fighting for that. But again, of course, the Prime Minister, right, had made no effort to move in that direction where checks and balance concerned. The Prime Minister himself, right, spoke on what he was going to do after being elected, right, that he's a government that stand for checks and balance, but yet what his government had done is to the contrary of that in terms of course, make the Integrity Commission passing the Secrecy Act, right, that now nicknamed the Muzzle Law for the Integrity Commission. So while we are going to discuss this, right, and going through the process, we are going to realize, right, one of the reasons why the Integrity Commission was muzzled, right? And I'm going to go through the documents, right? One of the primary reasons why the Integrity Commission was muzzled, because the Integrity Commission, during the period, right, of 2011, 2013, was actually investigating, right, illegal awarding of contracts. And as such, the investigation goes up, and what comes next? The muzzling clause comes next, that avoid the investigators of the Integrity Commission to keep silence in terms of any investigation as it relates to Section 53 of the Integrity Commission Act, that muzzle the Integrity Commission to say that if they are doing any investigation as it relates to any form of corruption, then that investigation, before they speak on it, has to go through Parliament, right, and tabled before they can speak on the matter, right? So we are going to understand now why the reason the Integrity Commission was muzzled, right, based on the documents that we are going to present. So that is that. So I'm not going to waste any time, because I know that, of course, I want to go through the details. So I'm not going to waste any time. I'm not going to even discuss any other subject matter tonight. I am just going to dedicate my time on this particular subject, right, to make Jamaica understand, both locally and in the diaspora, right? And so I'm dedicating myself tonight, right, so that people can better understand. So the first document that we are going to look on, right, is a video clip. So people sit back and watch us go through, right, certain things, and we choose to organize it in a way. And the first person you are going to hear from tonight, you're going to hear from Andrew Holness himself, so that bring you back to 2015, right, prior to the election. So let us play this clip. And for persons who, my ardent listeners, I even forgot to big up my ardent listeners who are always, right? So my ardent listeners, I'm sorry about that, because, we started because we have some technical difficulties, and, so I'm apologizing, right? In terms of that. So big up to my ardent listeners who always listen, Mystic Sensation, right? We really appreciate that. So the first clip that we are going to play, right? And I am going to go through, and then we look on Andrew Holness' Statutory Declaration, and we are going to understand in full details. So let us play this clip on him. Holness speak on allegation of corruption. I want Jamaican people to hear Holness speaking on allegation of corruption, right? So let us play that for you to hear. Straight up. I am convinced that there is enough at the Integrity Commission that if revealed, the Prime Minister would have resigned forthwith. I don't know why. I tend to just believe that as it relates to what Straight Up just said. But Straight Up, sit back, right? What we are to question tonight is why there has been no call from the PSOJ for Holness to give account for his filings, why there has been no consequence. Straight up, you are going to see what happened as it relates to the question what you asked. And that's why I organized these documents, right? Because it is not the view of Mystic Sensation. That is why they are attacking and trying to discredit the Integrity Commission. Exactly, right? Exactly, sir. That is the reason why. So we are going to go through. We are going to present this like a book. When we go from the first page to whatever pages are there, right? For simple comprehension. So whether you are GLP, PNP, this is not about party. This is about Jamaica. This is about nation building. This is about honesty and integrity. And if our government found to be corrupted, then that government ought to be disciplined by the criminal justice system. And that is what we are saying. We are talking about defending nation building. So without any hesitation, right, we are going to play Holness speaks an allegation of corruption, and let people hear him out, and listen him while we juggle.
Okay, let's go ahead and share.
As it relates to allegations of corruption, this government, relative to the previous government, has far less instances or suggestions of corruption. I had the opportunity to go through the history of the previous government year by year, to look at the instances of corruption that have, as you have said, marred. And we can go back as far as when they just started. We could start with the zinc scandal, the furniture scandal. We can come down to NetServe, Operation Pride. We can go on and on. Some of these were not issues of malfeasance. Some of them were misfeasance. the misallocation and misappropriation of government funds. But in none of them can we say that the government has taken deliberate and instrumental action to show transparency and to show that while corruption may exist, as it exists all around the world, in all countries of the world, but to date, we have been the only government to allow transparent analysis of what has happened and to take action where action is necessary to be taken.
People, all right, let us observe that a bit. You've heard what the Prime Minister said, that his government is quite transparent when it comes to his government. I want people, honestly, I want people to hear him. We know who is Andrew. Speaks one thing and do the next. We know who is Andrew. And you've heard tonight what he stated there, that his government deals with transparency. Now, we know about Uriel Reid, and as my memory serves me right, Uriel Reid was a part of Andrew Holness' government, being the Minister of Education at the time. And we all know what transpired. Now, we have seen the delayed tactics. When Ivan said two wrong don't make a right for you to do it, criminal minister. All right. So that is Christopher. No, minister, prime minister, we definitely see corruption. Loves you. Or you will love the corruption. Which is it? All right. Here you go. And so then, Jamaica, diaspora, local, all know Uriel Reid has not been punished. Uriel Reid has not been punished. As a matter of fact, right, the delayed tactics, kicking the can down the street, and so forth, and so forth, and so forth. We have seen that. We have also seen the muzzling of the Integrity Commission. Now, people, I am going to go into the next clip to show you that Andrew Holness, when he was in the opposition, he was quite serious as it relates to corruption. And not only that, Andrew Holness was serious when he was opposition. Should I put it that he was serious against the government at the time and equally hypocritical, because during that time when he was accusing the government, the Integrity Commission was investigating Andrew Holness for worse things that he had done during the time when he was criticizing the government. People, let me present the evidence. And I mean, we all know about that, but I am building a chronological sequence for you guys. So let me play the next clip, right, as it relates to what he had to say, accusing Azan. And let me just explain it to people. What Azan did was get some money, right, and build some shelters for persons who are doing small businesses in his constituency. Remember, in his constituency, Azan did not leave out of his constituency. In comparison to what Andrew Holness was investigated for. Being associated with someone, you understand, who him and that person have a company. And his wife is a part of the company in ownership. and where he's influencing contract to go towards that company. But hear what he has to say about Azan. Play the next clip on. Hear what he has to say.
One sec, guys. Welcome to those who are just joining. Happy Friday. Thank you so much for joining. Oops, wrong highlight. Welcome everyone. What's highlighting now?
Yeah, what about Patrick Bailey, who dirt the man in his and only get bed rest? Maureen, we are going to get through the whole of that because Patrick Bailey, we are going to get to it. Don't worry yourself, Maureen.
Which one do you want me to play?
All right.
Oh, this one?
GLP is your ultimatum for Azan.
Okay.
We don't feel comfortable sitting in Parliament with a Minister of Government who has openly accepted responsibility, who expresses no regret for the act, where a Commission of Parliament has confirmed that the act is corrupt and has referred it for prosecution, and that minister shows no sign of wanting to resign, or the Prime Minister showing no signs of moving to dismiss the minister.
With all the sympathy that one can have for support, this is embarrassing. Not only to the government as a party, not only the PNP, but to the government, to Jamaica, to all of us. Our heads bow this morning with this sort of reaction.
So we have to take firm actions in this regard. It is a dark day for Jamaica, where the Prime Minister is unwilling or afraid to act against a minister in which the public has lost total confidence and in which the institutions of the society are all agree that this person does not enjoy their trust or faith and has breached the confidence that the people have placed in them. I believe that this has the potential, if it continues, to bring down the entire government.
Okay. People, I want you to hear that from yourself and what he has said. Right? Hold on there. And what he had said, that Azan, right, building some sheds. Azan building some sheds in his constituency, right? That was a dark day for Jamaica. Locally, you hear it. And that has the ability to take down the entire government. And him, Andrew Holness, right, will not able to work in Parliament with Azan, who was truthful and openly accept that, okay, he used the money, right, and build sheds for those sellers. And Andrew Holness said that has the ability to take down the entire government, right? And that he's talking about dark days spread over Jamaica. Remember, you know what Azan did, you know? Right? Is to build some shed at a marketplace for those sellers can be sheltered when the rain is falling.
Or the sun blazing.
Or whatever. Just to protect them from the elements. And that Andrew described as dark days over Jamaica, and he's not able to work in Parliament with Azan, right? And the list goes on. And so then, when you see that and you see the hypocrisy, right? And all the persons who were there, right, accusing Azan, all of those persons, right, have their evil tied with them. But without any delay, people, we are going to sing sweet music as we approaching Andrew Holness Statutory Declaration. We'll be singing sweet music and show the Jamaican people why we need to steadfast to see the back of this government without any doubt. So I play the next clip for you because I am not touching any other subject matter. I am just touching this subject to go through every detail, line by line, page by page, level by level to make you understand. So the next place that we are going to go into the Integrity Commission Statutory Declaration Policy. Because you've seen that Andrew being serious about corruption, and he went against Azan. But I have to tell the people that during this period of time that he was doing that, Andrew Holness was under investigation from the Integrity Commission, was under investigation while he was accusing Azan. Did you just hear Chief Agabi of Obana, the Honorable Pernell Charles, who owns 1,500 acres of land in a constituency, right, that he misrepresented? I am telling you, right, the blatancy of the hypocrisy. But we are going to get into it tonight in a very surgical way. So the next clip that I'm going to play is for people to understand the policies, right, as it relates to the statutory declaration and the penalty, right, that if, as a member of parliament, you are supposed to, right, display, right, your yearly statutory declaration. And if you don't do that, there is a particular penalty that comes with even imprisonment, right? But yet, the Prime Minister, as we know today, has not yet shown his 2021 statutory declaration. And guess what? We're going to see when we get down into his statutory declaration why he's hesitant in showing the 2021. We are going to know tonight. We are going to know everything tonight. So the next clip, let us play the statutory declaration. All right, stand by, people. Let's we share this document with you.
Welcome to those who are just joining in. Which one is it? This one. What you want, the document or the video?
People.
The document?
The video, the statutory declaration.
This one? Sorry guys, I have several videos here to go.
Yeah, we have several videos. So we just want to what happened to this one that you
hold on. One sec, guys. Okay, here.
Okay. All right, we have it, guys. I don't want you to miss nothing tonight. I want to make sure that every document being shared.
This one?
Yeah, every document being shared, right? So we see everything.
Just make sure it's been shared. No, it's not.
Okay.
Yes. Let me just share it.
All right, we are going to share it.
I got it.
December 31, you're a parliamentarian or public official in receipt of total emoluments of $3.5 million or above, or you are appointed or perform the functions of a position listed in the Jamaica Gazette, December 14, 2022, regarding the Integrity Commission Act, you are required to file a statutory declaration of assets, liabilities, and income as at December 31. What to file? You're required to declare all balances and interest in all assets, liabilities, and income received by you, your spouse, and children below the age of 18, whether living in Jamaica or abroad. It should be noted that a person who knowingly makes a false statement in a statutory declaration may be liable to a fine not exceeding $2 million or to a term of imprisonment not exceeding 2 years.
All right, people, the reason why I'm pausing it, I'm going to play it back and let you hear what she said. That if a person, right, state falsely on his statutory declaration, a fine not exceeding $2 million and comes with penalty, where persons can be imprisoned for that. If you state falsehood on your statutory declaration, put it back, let the people hear it. Just pull it back a little bit. All right, yeah.
May be liable to a fine not exceeding $2 million or to a term of imprisonment not exceeding 2 years. The Integrity Commission has implemented its zero tolerance policy. All declarants are to submit all outstanding statutory declarations. Failure to submit a statutory declaration may attract a fine of not exceeding $500,000 or to a term of imprisonment not exceeding 6 months. The Integrity Commission has decentralized the collection of statutory declarations. Submit your statutory declarations for the previous calendar year securely within your organization on or before March 31 of the following year. Here's how. Firstly, complete your statutory declaration. Ensure you have entered the correct as-at date, for example, December 31, 2022. NA or C attached is never an appropriate response. Use none and list all required balances. Copy or print additional pages where necessary. Ensure all the sections are signed. A justice of the peace is required to validate your signature by signing, entering the date, location, and affixing their embossed seal. Attach the relevant supporting documents. ATM printouts are not accepted. You then proceed to your in-house collection point. Collect a statutory declaration envelope and security seal. Place the required information on the statutory declaration envelope, seal the envelope, and affix the security seal. Deposit the secure envelope in the Integrity Commission branded collection container or with your designated officer on or before March 31. Finally, enter your name and date of submission on the Integrity Commission log sheet. The designated officer should deposit the white copy of the log sheet in the collection container on April 1. Retain the yellow copy for the files and facilitate the submission of the collection container to the Integrity Commission. The Integrity Commission will register your statutory declaration and send you a receipt by email on or before May 13. After submission, the statutory declaration is examined for due completion and accuracy. Where the Integrity Commission is satisfied that the statutory declaration has been duly completed, certification is done and an advisory issued to the declarant. Submit your statutory declaration completely and accurately and get on the path to certification. For more information, visit our office on the 4th.
Okay. All right. Let me speak to the people because we are getting there. We are getting there. And the reason for me to play that is to show to all Jamaicans, locally and in the diaspora, that based on the statutory, the Integrity Commission laws, Andrew Holness has broken the law repeatedly. Andrew Holness has broken the law repeatedly, right? And should be fined. and should be penalized. But let us ask this question. Which authority is pushing for that? For Andrew Holness to be penalized? Right? For Andrew Holness, who spoke of, right, in 2015, right, that if elected, he will set a government of transparency and balance. Prove my point that Andrew Holness say one thing and does the next. Clear breach, I have shown with the evidence as it relates to the Integrity Commission policy, as it relates to statutory declaration, the whole world, both Jamaicans, everyone, right, and in the globe, know that Andrew Holness had broken the Integrity Commission Statutory Declaration policy. 2021 Statutory Declaration has not yet been filed by Andrew Holness. So we want to ask the government, is he above the law? And based on what we have seen, Andrew Holness and his friend said, we run things, things no run we. So then, the sort of government that we have is a badmanism government, saying, we run things, things no run we. So we are going to move into now, we are going to go in close. Because as we travel along, we are also going to open up SSL again. Right? And very serious this time. Very, very serious this time. So we are going to move to the next clip that I want people to take in. And you see the reason why I do this? I want to do this in a very chronological way where people can just see clear. Whether you want to be GLP, PNP, dieted, or whatever P you want to be. When you have to play back this clip, right, you can see that, okay, this is not anything that Mystic Sensation is the view of Mystic Sensation. The Mystic had done his research and present the document out there. And I will assure you that these documentation are from mainstream media. That is one of the reasons why I am presenting them, showing you the source of information where you can go back, you can research it for yourself and have yourself educated on the documents. All right.
Straight up.
Mystic is 2021 declarations have been made, but the problem is that they cannot be verified by the Integrity Commission, meaning that they are deemed not to be credible. And yes, so let me agree with you. And thank you, straight up. What you have said there is true. So I am speaking in a general terms as it relates to it not being verified by the Integrity Commission. And for the obvious reasons that we are here tonight discussing. And then people will realize what straight up had just said, right? In terms of, okay, yes, he presented them, but they cannot be verified. They cannot be verified. Whatever, and that's why I played the Integrity Commission policy to say that if you lie on your statutory declaration, you are to be penalized. So this is why we are here tonight, right? And this is one of the reasons why the Integrity Commission cannot verify. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to prove to you tonight why his statutory declaration cannot be verified. For the obvious reasons. For the obvious reasons. and we are going to present them to you straight, like a big bright light shining in the night. So we are going to present it to you. So the next clip that we are going to play is Holness Open House, where he is going to tell you, and let me say this, people, this particular clip is for you all to be very keen, because this is the issues that the Integrity Commission is having based on what you will be hearing on the next clip. Right? You're going to see the reasons why the Integrity Commission having problem. Right? So please, for this particular clip, listen in. As from here, that we are going forward, keen listening, and I'm going to guide you through, right, for you, for the whole thing to just open up. All right, so let us play the next clip, honey.
Okay, welcome to those who are just joining. Happy Friday. Thank you so much for joining. Really appreciate you being here.
This is the reading. I'm going to read.
Holness.
Yeah.
This one. Okay.
Okay, so this is what my wife is going to read, and the evidence is there. So I am going to have my wife read the document, and for you to listen keenly the issues and the problem as it relates to Andrew Holness Statutory Declaration.
Okay, so this is an article from the Gleaner.
Sure.
Hold on, let me just double check. Yes.
Okay. All right. So my wife is going to read, and for you to hear.
Okay, so the title is Holness Open House. JLP leader says he funded Beverly Hills home from savings, salary, suppliers, credit, and loans.
Okay, let me say something here. The topic is interesting. Remember what the topic is saying. Holness Open House, JLP leader says he funded Beverly Hills home. What I want people to keep in their brain, from savings, salary, suppliers, credits, and loans. People, keep that in your head. All right.
Okay. Opposition leader Andrew Holness has provided details on the funding of his multi-million-dollar house in Beverly Hills, St. Andrew, in an attempt to respond to a smear campaign he says the People's National Party is waging against him in the lead up to the February 5th general election. So it's in 2016. Holness yesterday issued a late evening statement disclosing that to date the total cost of land preparation, construction, and landscaping is approximately Jamaican 52 million spent over a period of 4 years.
Okay, hold on, people. Let me just read back over what my wife said and give you a data on that. Holness yesterday issued a late evening statement disclosing that to date, the total cost of land preparation, construction, and landscaping is approximately 52 million spent over a period of 4 years. Okay, let me rebut that. So you have professional persons,
Evaluators.
Professional valuators went there and value Holness home to be over 200 million Jamaican dollars. Let me stress that. Over 200 million Jamaican dollars, not US dollars, 200 million Jamaican dollars. And in this, Holness is saying that nothing like that. The approximation of his home is 52 million spent, right? So let me just reiterate that. Go ahead on it.
Okay, so it says it was financed by savings, bank loans, and suppliers'
Credit. Okay.
Finance Minister Dr. Peter Phillips has been heading a PNP court since November 2015 that questions Holness's financing of his home, indicating that it might not stand up to scrutiny. But Holness has sought to dismiss much of the speculation in a statement that chronicled the building process, his source of funding, and how he became director of ADMAT, the St. Lucia registered company that purchased the land on which his mansion is built. The Jamaica Labour Party leader said the company was formed after he became education minister in 2007 and a need to structure his personal affairs. So they never need to structure before. Okay. Consequent on that advice, I incorporated an international business company in St. Lucia. This course of action is common practice, particularly for estate planning purposes. The name of the company, ADMAT, is a combination of the names of my two sons, Adam and Matthew. I am the sole director of the company, and the company has 3 shareholders, being my sons and myself, the statement read. Holness, who has also faced disclosure calls for the Trevor Monroe-led National Integrity Action, said ADMAT was registered in 2008 and declared to the Integrity Commission a creature of the Jamaican Parliament, to which all members must make declarations of income, assets, and liabilities. Must be a typo there. Everything I own is physically in Jamaica, Holness said before going to outline how funds were sourced for land purchase and subsequent construction of the house. In late 2010, I started negotiations to purchase a piece of land to construct my family home in January 2011, I made the first of 4 payments on the land. Payments were completed in August 2011. The title was transferred in July 2011. Okay. Holness is denied making the notion, signed while on a visit to Jamaica on the document. That's a claim Phillips leveled and questioned at a PNP rally in Manchester on Sunday. Even if the notation was indeed made, Attorney at Law Patrick Bailey says it would not be unusual, as Jamaica's titled office gives different variation on how this can be captured, including the use of the words witnessed in Jamaica or witnessed while on a visit to Jamaica. Meanwhile, Holness has acknowledged that he is now indebted by the purchase of the house and land. He explained that he used money from accounts held at the Jamaica money market brokers and stocks and securities to finance the purchase of the Beverly Hills property, as well as loans throughout the construction phase. In September 2012, we began preparation of the site for construction, which involved excavation of boulders and fragmentation of rocks. The resulting stones from this process were used to construct retaining, facing, and boundary walls. This initial phase was financed from my savings, salary, and suppliers. Credit of approximately $3.8 million.
Stop it.
Overall, he said those activities cost approximately $8.6 million.
Okay. All right. Take that away, honey. All right.
Okay.
Let us take that away. Now, from out of the mouth of the Prime Minister, Prime Minister said he got his money to build his house from loans, right? JMMB Bank and Bank of Nova Scotia and Jamaica Money Market Broker. These are the investment now, which is interesting. Jamaica Money Market Broker and Stocks and Security Limited, SSL. So what we are going to do for you, my people, is to debunk two of the entities that the Prime Minister said he got his money from to build his house. The first two entities that I'm going to debunk, right, are the banking institution. I am going to debunk the banking institution based on investigation that was done, and there was no loans found. So then if I debunk the two banking institutions, then what are the two areas left for scrutiny? The broker and SSL. Think clearly what I just said to you people. If I debunk the two banking entities, that there was no loans, based on the next clip, I will not say any more until I play the next clip for you to hear it for yourself. Play 18 degrees now.
Okay, welcome. Those who are just joining, happy Friday. This one?
18 degrees now. We just look for none. I'm sure it. Go to the process, take a seat.
One sec, guys.
Yes, guys, we are coming up. Yes. We're coming up with the document. I don't want to speak on a document and you don't see it. I want you to see the document. Right? So then.
You want all of it to play?
Yes.
The entire thing?
Yes.
Okay.
So I want for you to hear it for yourself and see where I'm getting the source. Right? So as I said, not the view of Mystic Sensation. All right, go ahead.
Okay, all right, let me just go ahead and share the screen.
Must build his castle. Every poor man must build him big house.
He became Jamaica's newest prime minister despite controversy about his big house.
Join us in a partnership for prosperity.
We uncover a trail of property purchases and ask, is Andrew Holness paying his part?
Is that why you didn't pay the property taxes on the home?
What the prime minister didn't want you to know before the election. And later, Holness sounds the warning on corruption to his new cabinet.
Corruption will not be tolerated in this government.
But does his own record raise questions when it comes to awarding public contracts?
When each side is in government, there are uncomfortable levels of awarding of contracts to persons who are either political supporters, campaign financiers, or other connected parties.
We reveal how Holness signed off on taxpayer money for a contract to his associates on this episode of 18 Degrees North.
18 Degrees North is brought to you by...
If you're like me,
Or me,
you
bank with FGB.
My students are learning to find the right formula. That's what my bank already gives me, with Saturday banking, late opening hours, and an extra special credit card rewards program.
Clean and taking a little hard. I'm going to chill you. I don't want you to miss anything.
You want a bank that has the perfect formula for you.
All
In
right.
my job, I have to pay attention to
We
detail.
have to get some
And my bank does that
entertainment
too,
in between, you know.
with personalized alerts and
We are entertaining
notifications,
ourselves in between.
updating me on transfers and balance thresholds, with convenient mobile and online banking. That's security for me and saves time for other important things.
If you're like me, you need a bank that's big on details.
If you're like me,
Or me,
you
bank with FGB.
Hello, I'm Zara Burton, and welcome to 18 Degrees North. It's from right here in Kingston, Jamaica, 18 degrees north of the equator, where every week we're going to take you on a global journey with us as we focus on Caribbean stories that have global impact. We begin our show with Jamaica's newest Prime Minister, Andrew Holness. During the 2016 general elections, his house became front and center. The public, and perhaps more so the ruling People's National Party, they wanted to know why a St. Lucian company owned his house and where he got the money, since news reports had put its value at about $2 million, a figure Holness has not confirmed. After all, Holness had been a politician most of his professional life, didn't come from money, and his salary at the time was just over $60,000 each year, not counting allowances. Holness answered several of the questions asked, but we at 18 Degrees North had others. What we found was an interesting series of property purchases and an uneven playing field when it comes to personal tax matters. It also shed light on the relationship between Jamaican politicians and their associates in the awarding of public contracts. We're staying right here in Jamaica at 18 degrees north and 77 degrees west.
The Labour Party believe that every poor man must build his castle. Every poor man must build him big house. And we not grudge of it. We are going to help you to achieve that. That is why we say education be free, health be free, and we must make the place secure so you can live and enjoy yourself.
This is the house, built on 3/4 of an acre, complete with stone-cut wall, in the exclusive Beverly Hills neighborhood just outside Kingston. It's a huge upgrade from where Jamaica's newest Prime Minister and then opposition leader Andrew Holness says he was born.
I was born in a 2-bedroom board house at 56 Cumberland Road in a Spanish town. My father is still a farmer and my mother is a retired civil servant.
Property records showed the Beverly Hills land was purchased by a St. Lucian-based company, ADMAT Incorporated, for $300,000 in 2011, 3 months before Holness became Prime Minister of Jamaica for the first time, and when he was Minister of Education. There's no mortgage listed. In a statement, Holness says he's a sole director of ADMAT and a shareholder, along with his 2 sons, Adam and Matthew. Holness says he got the money from funds in his accounts at 2 of Jamaica's investment banks and used his savings, salary, loans, and credit from suppliers established through his wife, who is a real estate developer, to build the house, costing him approximately $52 million, or around $525,000. He says a St. Lucian structure was used for estate planning. His attorney, Patrick Bailey, says there's that, and the additional potential benefit of avoiding transfer taxes.
If the house at Beverly Hills is the only asset and he was selling it, he would simply sell the company, sell the shares. The company would have its shareholding transferred from him and his children to the new purchasers, whereas the title would remain unchanged because the new purchaser will be the owners of ADMAT and be the owners of the property. So in that case, there's no transfer from one entity to another. So you save on transfer tax and stamp duties and those sorts of things.
Civil society activist Carol Narcisse says the leader of the country shouldn't be trying to avoid taxes.
Especially if you're a prime minister and you're telling your citizens that they need to conform to the regulatory environment that you have designed, that you do not think you can adhere to, because it is inimical to your interest to adhere to it, or inimical to the interest of your children's future to adhere to it, then there is a major, there's a major inconsistency there that you need to explain.
All right, let us read, guys, and take it some entertainment.
Join us in a partnership for prosperity. Let's change Jamaica for the better. Choose prosperity.
Does he own other entities in there, in ADMAT?
In ADMAT?
Yeah.
I think he has at least one other property in ADMAT.
And where is that?
That is in somewhere in the Arcadia area. Right.
And that's considered land or also?
That was an apartment. Actually, he's now in the process of selling that unit. He owes suppliers, because suppliers gave him credit for the house he's building in Beverly Hills.
And the source of funds for that was what?
That one, I can't recall all of those details. But I seem to remember that he has always used the house that he lives in and get loans and that sort of thing.
We checked the title for the property where Bailey says both Holness and his wife lived at the time of our interview and found no additional loans or mortgages other than those originally taken out in 2002.
People, you hear that?
Bought the house for $7 million Jamaican dollars, around $144,000 US dollars back then.
So you were satisfied then with the source of the funds in both cases?
Oh, absolutely. He saved in US stocks and amongst his portfolio. So he was saving, because these are savings.
Is that savings from him alone or him and his wife?
I don't know that level of personal detail. That would be. Yeah, I don't know that level
of what you know. Is there any evidence?
I know of nothing. I've known nothing else that he owns in relation to ADMAT. Okay. He currently owns rather.
We checked the title for the Acadia property and found that it was indeed purchased by the same St. Lucian company ADMAT Incorporated in 2008, again when Holness was Minister of Education. The price tag, 16 million Jamaican dollars, around 219,000 US back then, and again, no mortgage was listed. Further, we also checked whether ADMAT owned additional properties and found one more. A half-acre lot, also built in Beverly Hills on Wycliffe Close in February 2009, also when Holness was Minister of Education, price tag, around 15 million Jamaican dollars, almost 173,000 US dollars, and again, no mortgage listed.
So you've never heard of this Wycliffe Close property before today?
Let me put it this way. I have never handled, and when I look at the transfer, I see the names of lawyers who I know. And he's entitled to have more than one lawyer. We all have to eat.
So all told, when it comes to properties, there's the Great House Boulevard home that Holness and his wife bought with a mortgage while Holness was a mere member of Parliament. And in the 4 years he was Minister of Education, earning the equivalent of around 60,000 US dollars per year, or 90,000 with allowances, there was the Arcadia apartment, no mortgage listed. The land at Wycliffe Close in Beverly Hills, no mortgage listed. The land for the Shenstone Beverly Hills house he's building, no mortgage listed. And around 525,000 US dollars spent building the house in the 3 years after Holness's Jamaica Labour Party lost the election in 2011. Holness, through a member of his team, said he wouldn't comment on the source of funds for any of his properties before the election, but even after, he didn't. He also said he would make his financial statement public at the end of March 2016, but he didn't. Despite several calls to Juliette Holness, a property developer, chartered accountant, and newly elected member of Parliament, she didn't get back to us.
All right.
We will again reduce transfer taxes, stamp duties, and estate taxes.
What about property taxes?
No, man, he has to pay property tax.
At the time of our initial checks in the 2 weeks before the election, the house in Beverly Hills had an outstanding balance since 2013 on the tax administration's website. Amount, about $174,000 or US $1,400 approximately. Property taxes on the Wycliffe Close land in Beverly Hills were listed as not having been paid since 2009, a total of about $175,000 or US around $1,400. And the Great House Boulevard home that he owned with his wife Juliette, that was listed as outstanding since 2014, owing Jamaicans $64,000 or about 526 US dollars. We call the tax administration to confirm. Volume is 1118.
Andrew Holness.
Yeah.
The amount is $64,000 outstanding and $50 for 2 years.
All in, Holness or his entities were listed at the time as owing almost 413,000 Jamaican dollars, around 3,400 US dollars. It wasn't clear if there were any amounts owing for the apartment at Arcadia Drive. Caroline Hay, former Deputy Director of Public Prosecution, says, in general, no leader should be backed up on their taxes. We did not ask her specifically about Holness.
No public official ought to be behind on their taxes. You are in a position when you're a public official, in a position of trust, and one would imagine an example to the nation as to what values we want in positions of leadership.
Days after 18 Degrees North brought it to Holness's attention, and before the election, the tax administration's website reflected zero balances for the 2 Beverly Hills properties at Shenstone Drive and Wycliffe Close. However, taxes on the house he owns with his wife were still listed as owing as of our last check, March 18th, 2016, even as he became Prime Minister of Jamaica for a second time.
That I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica.
Coming up on 18 Degrees North, too close for comfort? How Andrew Holness signed off on taxpayers' money for a contract to his associates. 18 Degrees North just uncovered a trail of property purchases linked to Jamaica's newest Prime Minister, Andrew Holness. Now see how that trail led us down another path, that of government contracts awarded to his associates.
Learn Spanish with Real Spanish TV.
Getting more interesting as
Click
we
on
go
words
along.
in
Corruption will not be tolerated in this government.
I believe
The
you.
property at Wycliffe Close in Beverly Hills remains an open lot today. As it turns out, the owner, Andrew Holness's ADMAT Incorporated, applied to the National Environmental Planning Agency to build townhouses in 2010, but that application was turned down. Representing ADMAT in this application was one Robert Garvin.
Robert Garvin is not a director in any way, shape, or form of ADMAT.
No, man, he's not.
But why would Robert Garvin's name then appear on an application to the land development?
Because he's acting as agent, he's doing the process. That's not unusual.
According to Companies Office records, Robert Garvin is or was a director of other entities affiliated with Andrew or Juliet Holness: Positive Jamaica Foundation Limited, Sunshine Mobile, West Central St. Andrew Trust Limited, Omega Bridge Finance, and the now removed Delito Taxi Service.
Who is Robert Garvin?
Garvin?
Robert Garvin.
Never met the name, never heard the name. But I do remember Positive. But I did set up Positive Jamaica, I remember that.
Right, but he's one.
Yeah.
Positive Jamaica is in part a director by Garvin.
I know he was a director of
And by the way, one more
set up.
thing. What about the fact that Garvin used this address, 28 Herb McKinley?
Because this is my address. It's precisely what I'm saying. You're at 28 Herb McKinley.
I know, so
Yeah.
why Robert Garvin used it and you...
Because we set up the company here.
Exactly.
Garvin, I'm not saying that. I don't remember the name.
Separately, Robert Garvin is also listed as the director of Westcon Construction, along with one Donovan Simpson. Garvin used the address 25 Dominica Drive while setting up Westcon, the same address he and Holness used when registering West Central St. Andrew Trust Limited. Government records show Westcon Construction as receiving 14 government contracts, totaling 28.5 million Jamaican dollars, or around 386,000 US dollars. This was between 2006 and 2009, even as Holness or his wife shared directorships with Garvin on 4 entities. 12 of the 14 contracts were under the JLP government, with which Holness has a career-long affiliation. 9 of the 14 list 0 or only 1 tender. 10 of the 14 were granted by the Minister of Education when Andrew Holness was minister, and by the National Works Agency and Social Development Commission for work in Holness's constituency. Holness even instructed the Social Development Commission to pay Westcon Construction just under $1.5 million Jamaican dollars, or around US $21,000 back then. He signed the document himself. There was only one bidder for cleaning, bushing, and trimming of the roadways in Holness's constituency of West Central St. Andrew, and no procurement committee approval. Payment was requested by Holness December 20th, 2007, and paid promptly on the same day. When contacted in a general sense, the current Social Development Commission head, Dwayne Vernon, said, while not the norm, it is possible to have a request and payment on the same day, especially when there's a contract in place with stated payment dates. Vernon, who didn't address this contract specifically, also said, the SDC does not procure for constituencies. This is the prerogative of the MP and his or her project officer. Civil society activist Carol Narcisse says, awarding of government contracts in Jamaica has been a long-standing cause for concern.
When each side is in government, there are uncomfortable levels of awarding of contracts to persons who are either political supporters, campaign financiers, or other connected parties.
We asked Holness whether he declared his relationship with Garvin while contracts were being awarded to West Kent Construction, but he didn't get back to us. We called Garvin, but he said he couldn't talk at the time, and he didn't answer our text message. When contacted, Garvin's partner in West Kent Construction, Donovan Simpson, he tried to distance himself from the inner workings of the company.
I don't know where are these projects. I don't know how much was collected.
So you didn't benefit from these contracts, that's what you're saying?
No.
Even though his name is not on the filing, is Andrew Holness a part of this company?
No, not to my knowledge. No, man, he's not a part of it.
Do you know if Garvin is a friend of Andrew Holness?
Yes, yeah, man, they are friends. They are very close. So from the two of us are friends. It's what Andrew went in politics, you know. I met him at Siaga's office because Robert and Siaga were very close also, you know.
Okay.
So the first time I saw Andrew is when Robert invited me to the Siaga's office in New Kingston.
We searched, but could find no record of Holness declaring his relationship with Robert Garvin or Donovan Simpson, and the Office of the Contractor General would only say that we should request an investigation, which we did. When asked in a general sense, and not about Holness specifically, Caroline Hayes says these kinds of relationships should be declared.
In the procurement rules and guidelines that I've read, there's been a concern about whether there is a connection either directly, meaning you have an interest in a company that's bidding for public assets and public benefit, or indirectly, meaning it's in the name of a wife, in the name of a girlfriend, in the name of a child, in the name of an associate. It's a duty of our staff and any other public officers and officials directly or indirectly involved in the procurement process, especially in the preparation of bidding documents, evaluation, contract negotiations, contract management, and payments, to declare any potential conflicts of interest.
Whether Holness declared his relationship with Garvin remains unclear. However, Bailey, his attorney, is adamant that all assets associated with Andrew Holness were declared.
In every case, everything that he has owned from the time that from even the time he set up ADMAT, going back to 2001, everything has been declared.
We checked with the Integrity Commission, but no one ever got back to us. Information submitted is usually confidential.
The law that governs it explicitly states that these declarations cannot be made public. And if they are made public, whoever makes them public is subject to a fine of over $1 million, right? These declarations of assets need to be brought under the ambit of the Access to Information Act so that we can request to see and be given, or given a good reason why we can't be given.
In Jamaica, breaches of the rules governing the awarding of government contracts carry a possible fine of $1,000 or around $8 and/or 3 months in prison. See what happens when we try to get answers from Andrew Holness on the campaign trail.
Can you give me a sense of who Robert Garvin is?
That's next on 18 Degrees North. Jamaica's newest Prime Minister, Andrew Holness, may have wrested control from the People's National Party, in part because of his 10-point tax plan. During the election campaign, though, there were skeptics. Critics charged, how was he going to plug the millions in lost revenues in US dollar terms when his plan would essentially eliminate income tax on those earning the equivalent of around $12,000 US or less? Holness's plan was to spur spending and generate more revenue from consumption tax while raising taxes on high-end earners. We caught up with Holness on the campaign trail. We asked him what else he had up his sleeve and why at the time was he listed as being behind on his property taxes. Where is the economy going? Have you done any analysis of your tax plan and what economic growth is going to look like in your first year?
I wouldn't want to give you a specific figure.
But your analysis must have produced something that is tangible for the people to understand.
Yeah, but I didn't say I would give you that figure.
But it has produced a figure.
Of course.
Okay.
Otherwise, why would we do the analysis?
Give me a general sense of where we have on the low end, the top end.
I would say to you that if you're going to talk about economic growth, you should be above 3%.
Okay, that's a fair statement to make.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some of the other taxes that you, tax incentives and lower rates.
Yeah.
And
so in
I
general,
think there was mention of some transfer taxes as
so
well.
In general, our tax plan is to reduce transaction taxes. A part of economic growth is to get the velocity of transactions increasing, and particularly in construction and real estate, because those are major employment areas. So we will bring to the levels which we had them before our transfer tax and stamp duties, and estate taxes as well.
You seem to don't like taxes too much because
absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm a small government, free enterprise person. I believe that markets work best and taxes are distortionary.
Okay. Is that why you didn't pay the property taxes on the home?
No, my property taxes are paid.
On the THS website, when we did the valuation numbers for your properties, the outstanding taxes are there?
No, my taxes are paid.
When we looked, there was your Great House Boulevard property. There was your property that's owned by ADMAT, which you say you're the sole director of. And then there's another property that we actually found under ADMAT as well up at Wycliffe Close. All three were outstanding. And then we saw that at Wycliffe Close, taxes seem to have been outstanding since 2009. What about the other property, though, at Wycliffe Close?
That I would have to check on. I mean, that's been there for a little while, so I'll have to check on. But I don't want to distract the message.
No, but you are the person that's saying that you don't necessarily love taxes, yeah?
Yeah.
And so you are the lead. You are a leader of this country, potentially the premier leader of this country come next week. And so I'm asking you the question, as the leader of a country, do you believe that your taxes should have been more up to date than the record reflects?
What I'm saying to you, from my best recollection, I've paid my taxes. Now, if it is that they are outstanding, it's not an issue to pay them.
Okay.
I'm not hiding from taxes.
But ADMAT is designed for you to avoid potential estate taxes and transfer taxes.
No, it's designed for estate planning purposes.
For estate planning purposes, that means basically that you avoid some sort of taxes. And I'm saying, does it look good for a leader of a country?
I'm not clear that it's, when we set it up, it was never to avoid any kind of taxes. And it's not likely that I would be able to sell everything. It was set up merely as a way of holding assets. So it's a holding company. That's it. But in any event, let's be clear. Any citizen of any country is permitted. It's not illegal to establish, and many persons have.
No doubt. I'm not talking about the legality. I'm more talking about, does it look good for a leader to be trying to set up their situation so that they avoid paying tax?
No. Any company can, I think, avoid being in a situation. Look, but my view on the matter is this: you should plan your estate and plan for taxes the best way possible.
You just said a while ago that you don't see a sense where you would be able to sell everything. What's everything?
No.
What's everything?
You mentioned 2 properties.
Right.
Yeah.
There's Waycliffe Close,
Yeah,
right,
but-
which is an
but
open
I tell
land
you,
right now.
Look, we'll talk again.
No, one thing I wanted to
I
ask
think
you
you've
about.
gone over the
Hold
10
on,
minutes.
hold on, Mr. Honest. Mr. Honest, I must ask you a question.
Cheeky.
Can you give me a sense of who Robert Garvin
The world
is?
seen you. The world seen you, Andrew. Don't run. Anyway, you're running.
What's your relationship with him?
Yeah. So it is hitting you and you're running.
So this is where we bring 18 Degrees North to a close for this week. Join us online.
Okay. So people, all right. Now I have shared that document to you. So where we are going to step in next is the art of the investigation. What I have just done is to build my background, because we are now going to go into statutory declaration detail, right, that tracks Andrew Holness statutory declaration, and we are going to open the cans of worms into that statutory declaration. People, I am going to put it up, right, and let us all see it, and we will be going through that together, right? And of course, as it looks, we are going to come with a collective perception. Let me say that, because all of this is just pointing that investigators need to speak to Andrew Holness, particularly where SSL is concerned. So now, people, please allow me to put up the track on Andrew Holness statutory declaration. And we are going to see, right? See it all. All right, honey, put it up. Okay, so I have one document there for you to see and one document for me to read. I want the entire world to see this. So according to Prime Minister Andrew Holness' final statutory disclosure, he and his family owned assets worth around $192 million, with the value of those assets held in US dollars increasing over time. Okay, let us talk about the first paragraph. The first paragraph is where Andrew Holness playing down the true worth of his assets. Here's the reason for me to say that. Andrew Holness' house, based on expert valuator, his house alone exceed over 200 million Jamaican dollars. So by we looking on his total figure that is presented there, $192 million, we have now seen $8 million in variance, $8 million plus in variances, right? 192 and 8 would have now in the 200 million bracket, where his house alone worth. We are going to get interesting, and I'm going to go down. So where you see the 192 million, what follows below that are the detail in information that total the 192 million that he said, right, he has in total assets. So we are going to go down into the details, going to the second paragraph. This was certified by the Integrity Commission via an official statement. Via what? Official statement. Let us move on. Assets totaling 192 million were declared in 2020. We are going to break it down for you guys. Let us go back, repeat what I said. Assets totaling 192 million were declared in 2020. Now let us look how it comes. An increase of 11% over what was declared in 2019. Simple means whatever investment Andrew Holness is doing had increased over 11%, and a 17% increase over what was declared in 2018. You hear that? 17% increase. So whatever Andrew Holness investing, right, that has been showing the substantial increase. Let us go down to the document, paragraph 4. Among Holness, Juliet, and their two sons, Adam and Matthew, there was around 172 million worth of assets in Jamaica currency, which is a little more than 14 million than he had claimed in 2019, according to the new data. Let us go to paragraph 5. Money in local savings account. People, take this in. Money in local savings account rose to $11.8 million, or around 7.5 million more than previously reported, causing the increase. Current accounts, which are often utilized for business transaction, have some $4.7 million increase. Now, we are going to move down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, paragraph 6, where I am going to ask the stinging, investigative, and the probative questions. Paragraph 6. From 11.8 million in 2019 to $16.4 million in 2020, the amount of tradable financial instrument such as stocks grew. People, let me drop this paper and I'm going to read over what paragraph 6 stated. I am not even going to go to paragraph 7. Paragraph 7 is just giving totalization. But anyway, let me just quickly read it. Most of Holness assets are still held in company investment, which amounted to 129.7 million, barely shy of 130 million.9 reported in previous report. Let us go back to paragraph 6. From 11.8 million in 2019 to 16.4 million in 2020, the amount of tradable financial instrument such as stocks grew. Okay. Now the investigator, right, is at work on what we have seen here. Now, people, let me speak to the entire Jamaica in the diaspora and locally. So then last week when I mentioned and I go into SSL, barely, the door was ajar. Now I am going to open that door wide. We have debunked, as it relates to Holness claiming that he has mortgage on his mansion. Investigators have investigated that and found out that that is not true. No mortgage was listed. No mortgage found. You've heard it for yourself. That is why I find all the research, find all the necessary data to discuss this. So then, what we have left is SSL, Stocks and Security Limited. SSL, if what we are seeing here on the document, and it is showing you the increase here from 2018, 2019, 2020, an increase of 17%. Let me ask a question, people. SSL was affected from 2012. SSL, over 9,000 people who involved in SSL. None of those people money had placed on any stocks, security, or any bonds. SSL was literally stealing the people money as it goes in. Last week when I played the clip, as soon as Bolt put his money in it, as soon as it was taken out. So then, if SSL, the FSC investigated SSL in 2016 and discovered misappropriation of investors' funds, then my question, how Andrew Holness account in SSL from 2018 to 2020 grew to 17%.
But then we had a pandemic in the middle of that.
And in the middle of that, as what my wife said, we have a pandemic.
Which had a worldwide turn down on the market.
People, look on the statutory declaration that been there. SSL being damaged. No investment was done with those 9,000 clients. How is it that Andrew Holness' portfolio have those increases and now having value of $192 million? So what present here is totally misleading. Now you'd have understood as it relates to the discrepancy in this statutory declaration. Because if SSL from 2012 being shambled with theft and operating as a Ponzi scheme. So there is no true investment was taking place. So I'm going to ask some more questions. Then let us give Andrew Holness the benefit of the doubt that Jean and Panton decided, okay, out of all the person's account, I am only going to invest on Andrew's account alone. Right? Regardless of how you want to swing it, Andrew Holness, again, in and out of SSL, taking cash. 2011, he took cash, right? To purchase, to make it a part of his purchase on the land 2011. 2012, he into SSL again. So it begs the question, what type of account Andrew Holness hold in SSL? For him to be in and out of SSL 2011, we know that he got over 210,000 US from that. 2012, money come from that to build his house. What is going on there? What is going on there? We can now ask these questions because we know that SSL has become erect and has now proven as a Ponzi scheme. SSL is a Ponzi scheme. So then why a Ponzi scheme as it relates to what the Prime Minister involved with from 2008? The Ponzi scheme based on this document in front of us all, showing that this account gained profit, and I mean substantial amount of profit.
Wayne.
People, Jamaican people, I want someone to help me out here because I just cannot understand. Here's a document put up there, paragraph 6, from 11.8 million in 2019 to $16.4 million in 2020. An improvement within 1 year. 1 year, he made a profit of $4.7 million.
Despite dipping into it.
Right? Despite in and out of his account. So people, here is the document. Is Andrew Holness a shareholder in SSL? Is Andrew Holness a part of the administration of SSL? I am just asking the question. I am not saying that Andrew Holness is a part of the administration. Let me clear on that. Based on the circumstances arises where the Prime Minister seems to be in and out of SSL, getting money, and we have seen a substantial raise according to the document from 11.8 million in 2019 to 16.4 million in 2020. There goes the amount of tradable financial instrument such as stocks grew. People, me nah make it up.
While everybody else dry up.
Me nah make up this. Paragraph 6, and that document that we are looking at, from 11.8 million in 2019 to 16.4 million in 2020. the amount of tradable financial instruments such as stocks grew. SSL was affected. SSL was damaged. 9,000 people ripped off. The Prime Minister profile account placed in SSL from 2008, untouched by Jean and Ponton, who began to steal from 2012. Of the 9,000 people who were fleeced, none of their investment grew 0.1%. Everything gone. Andrew Holness account grew 4.7 million in 1 year. People, paragraph 6 is telling you that from 11.8 million in 2019 to 16.4 million in 2020, the amount of tradable financial instruments such as stocks grew. Here's a document for you people. SSL being damaged. I am giving the Prime Minister an opportunity to say, okay, all right. He didn't get the money from SSL. And if he didn't get the money from SSL, the question still remains. Where did he get the money from? He spoke of bank loans that assisted him to build his home. Investigators investigated. And some of those investigators we have seen, right, ask him personal questions about his tax. This is the reason why I put this thing together. So that for people who have any doubt, can anytime feel free, look on this clip and follow the breadcrumbs of what I put together here. Right? And knowing that all of this cause for serious curiosity as it relates to the Prime Minister. Now, so the big question, I think J&J asked it earlier. Why we don't have anyone looking on Andrew Holness to ask him these questions? Now that we know what happened to SSL, the Prime Minister needs to explain, right, which entity, financial investment company might be apart from SSL that he put his money in and we see that sort of increase. He needs to answer these questions. Why you think I played the clip with Andrew Holness and Azan is to show you that the Prime Minister said Azan openly admitted to, as according to what he said, so-called corruption, and so then he doesn't see it worthy to be in the parliament with him. And he pushed for Azan to resign. And what did Azan did? Azan just helped some person building them sheds in his constituency. And so then, Azan was disciplined. Now, look on the allegation that surround the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister openly disregard the Integrity Commission declaration policy to declare his assets. 2021 cannot be declared.
Or be declared, but cannot be verified.
Right? Or if it declared, cannot be verified as according to my wife. And so then now you would understand, Gilmore Jared said, Andrew's supposed to hate Byron. You know, give Andrew no loophole. Man, may I tell you. Poor Andrew. Well, and I mean, well, let us reword that, Gilly. I'm willing to give him a loophole. Is this document that I am looking in front of me and not giving him any loophole? Is this document holding him, you know? This document is saying, see it here. See if you can ask him some questions for me. Because he has been getting increases, right, as it relates to tradable financial instrument from 2018. And even in the height of the pandemic, this man account seen heavy profit, large profit, however we want to describe it. Right? In just 1 year, between 2019 and 2020, he made what? $4.7 million? Unbelievable. Where over 9,000 people failed, Andrew Holness survived. His profile account survived and experienced true investment. Right? That is amazing. That is amazing. Also, what is amazing, as I said last week, the Prime Minister and the primary thief leave SSL in 2021. Another amazing account. So then, that is what I want to present for all of us to see that. So now let us face the chat and get into what some of the persons are saying in the chat, because my wife a pop up, you know. I want to know why she a pop up. So I could go into the chat and see what is going on into the chat. So that was it as it relates to. I am not going to say that the Prime Minister lied on his statutory declaration. I am just presenting what is there.
The paperwork.
Presenting the paperwork. I have nothing to do with the paperwork. Right? I have nothing to do with the paperwork that is there. I am just disseminating the information in an organized way. Right? In an organized way. That is what, right, I just did. And that, right? So let us get into the chat. Honey, where should I start from?
I was saying.
That's odd. No account for where that money came from. Natural. I am telling you. All right. The only bank Andrew go is Riverbank. Him not borrow no money. Well, your word, my boss. All right. Yeah.
Just stay with you.
All right.
Okay, so some of them I had highlighted them already.
Okay.
Going through them.
So, and look, at the end of the day, the Prime Minister is the Prime Minister, and I believe that, right? And the Prime Minister stated it as well, excuse me, that if you have a government and the government, right, lack transparency and balance, the citizenry should question the government, and this is what we are doing, right? Because that statutory declaration there, right, ranging from 2018 to 2020, right, is just not adding up. And you will see why. I am going to share a next document with you now. Why? Let me try to be careful with this wording on the next document I'm going to share with you. Because I am going to share with you, and remember, Section 53, silence the Integrity Commission investigators, such as Greg Christie. Whatever they know, they can't speak on it. I am going to show you, right, that he came under serious investigation. So, before them said, I am spreading propaganda, let us look on the document that show you that, guys. Right? Only play the document. Reveal the document.
Okay, welcome, guys. And again, good night. Happy Friday. Thank you so much for tuning in and still being here.
All right.
Choose. Let me make sure it has been shared. Okay.
Okay, so we are going to share the document, people. Integrity Group asks Holness to answer critical questions. Executive Director of National Integrity Action, NIA in bracket, Professor Trevor Monroe has written to opposition leader Andrew Holness, urging him to disclose particulars about his assets amid serious questions being raised by the ruling People's National Party. Professor Monroe noted in the letter that Mr. Holness' assets, including his Beverly Hills house, are matters for the Integrity Commission established by the Parliament Integrity Members Act. He notes that the relevant annual reports of the Integrity Commission for 2011, 2012, and 2013 have been filed by the Commission with the Prime Minister, who should have laid them in Parliament. But he notes that these reports had not been sent to Parliament before it was dissolved, but have been stuck in the office of the Prime Minister due to failure of administration. He must know why he hide them in the office. He says, as a result, the Parliament, the media, and by extension, the public have been unable to exercise their rights to review these reports. Well, he must know why he's hiding it. I don't know why the Prime Minister didn't do that. I am not going to say the Prime Minister do D or do B or do C. However, Monroe is urging Mr. Holness to answer certain critical questions which he says would have been contained in the yet-to-be-released reports. He wants Holness to say whether any of the statutory declarations for 2011, 2012, 2013 are outstanding. Monroe also wants Holness to say whether he failed to reply to subsequent queries by the Integrity Commission in relation to declarations for any of the years in questions, or if he has been required to attend an inquiry into any of the submitted statutory declarations. In addition, he says Holness must say whether his name has been submitted by the Commission to the Director of Public Prosecutions or the Commissioner of Police in relation to any of his declarations. Take that document away. People, let me tell you this. The Integrity Commission can't talk certain things. Andrew Holness government muzzle them.
Yeah, go ahead.
So when we are asking What is the significant reason for the muzzling? People, based on what I just presented, you'd have now understood, right, that some of these issues are the reasons for the Integrity Commission to be muzzled. There are certain laws, right, that speak clearly as it relates to the investigators regarding to the Integrity Commission must keep silence and keep a secrecy. So then, for Andrew Holness in 2015, who speak that he want a government of transparency, people want to tell me why. Tell me why he made a move like that. Because guess what? From 2006 to 2009, the Integrity Commission was looking on issues concerning Andrew Holness as it relates to the awarding of contracts. Andrew Holness got into government, being the Prime Minister of Jamaica, 2016. And guess what? Guess what happened the following year, people? Go back and research the document. The following year, 2017, Andrew Holness make sure to muzzle the Integrity Commission. 2017. 2017, Andrew Holness locked down the investigators. They cannot speak. Greg Christie made more than 2 attempts to have the Parliament, to have legislators revisit the Integrity Commission Act relating to Section 53 for them to remove the muzzling clause. And today, as we speak, the Integrity Commission has not been successful in removing the muzzling clause. What sort of government is this? This cannot be democracy. If you are going to muzzle checks and balance, it cannot be democracy. This has to be autocracy. So people, we have to make sure, and this is the difference between Mark Golding. Let me make it right straight out. This is the difference. Regardless of how Mark Golding, right, that he may be criticized that he's not, you know, a forceful puncher in presenting, Mark Golding has been doing a lot. Mark Golding realized the seriousness of this situation. And Mark Golding drafted a bill where members of Parliament can be impeached under circumstances like these. Andrew Holness did not follow through. And that bill still sits there. For every reason, in terms of Mark Golding, hard work behind the scenes, fighting to legislate for policies to free us up, to free up Jamaican people. Mark Golding must not be taken lightly. Mark Golding is a fighter for truths and rights, a fighter that will defend democracy. And so then the people must understand, based on what I present, if you still want to continue with a prime minister like this, and where inflation is going to drown you because you're covered with inflation, plus corruption in clear sight, not being hidden. We have seen the Cornwall Regional Hospital being built where an estimated value had valued for X, and now that hospital is going 10 times the cost of X, running into billions of dollars. Who is going to pay that? Taxpayers. That automatically triggers inflation. Who is going to pay that? We are going to pay that. Plus, remember, we owe China $3.6 billion for the highway and other things that China has been doing. Who is going to pay that? We are going to pay that. Now we see Andrew Holness is projecting and setting on a $1 trillion budget. And if you didn't know that, 80% of that $1 trillion budget is going to generate it through tax. Do your research. Of that $1 trillion budget that Andrew is bragging about, 80% of that will be back via tax. So guess what? The longer Andrew stay in power is by the minute you are being suppressed. The longer he stays there. And I get the sense that this government is making sure that they are creeping. Because I think they may have presumed that they will not be winning the general election, but we have to write a mandate for Mark Golden. And the mandate that if investigation is necessary, to investigate all the members of parliament, all of them, not Andrew alone. An investigation must go forthwith. Because if a government believes that is going to use the Jamaican people as a vehicle of getting their legacy by suppressing them, pushing them beyond the poverty line, I doubt it that Jamaica has any middle class left, because the middle class has now pushed to the poor class, and the poor class been pushed beyond the poverty line. And so then, when you have Jamaicans who decided to take guns in arms and decided to hit the banks, because if a government involved in Ponzi scheme, if the government involved, let me use the word correct, and people have that belief, then what the government can tell ordinary youths not to do? We have seen a little young, they call him little man, in the Prime Minister constituency. And that little boy has such a vision. That little young man has such a vision. that he realized that his community needs social intervention. And without any strong packative, he has been given a slingshot to slew Goliath. He has to take on a mantle. And that is not common vision. When I look at that little boy, what I have seen is nature's natural selection. Akif, his name is Akif. Nature's natural selection. And let me tell you why. When we find unique people in this world, you start to see the signs from early. Jesus Christ began his political journey and religious journey from as soon as age 12. Jesus was challenging the political and religious front as early as 12 years of age. When we look on Haile King Selassie, Haile King Selassie challenged the political, social, and global task at age 13. Haile Selassie at age 13, right, seen as one of the greatest inspirator. Right? Haile Selassie has made his speech to be the greatest speech ever until the philosophy which holds one race superior and another inferior is finally and permanently discredited and abandoned. Then everywhere is war if that doesn't happen. And until they are no longer first class and second class citizens of any nation, until the color of a man's skin is of no more significance than the color of his eyes, and until the basic human rights are equally guaranteed to all without regards to race, then there is war. And until that day, the dream of lasting peace, world unity, and world citizenship. Nature, natural nature's selection, select them from their young. And so then what I'm saying with Akif, is naturally gifted. And I'm glad that, okay, both political leaders find it. To see a young lad like that, speaking like that, speaking issues, persons 3 times and 4 times his age doesn't even comprehend.
Natural born leader.
Natural born leader. Earth's natural selection. And so then, why I am saying this is to say that even the Bible speaks, I shall use a child to lead them. A child to lead them. And I know that we will see Akif in the future. Right? A little boy who is naturally gifted with both political, social issues, and so much aware that he is taking on the political mantle than other MPs in his surroundings are not doing. But a little boy, as what the Bible said,
A little child shall lead.
a little child shall lead them. Another manifestation right there in our sight. Right? Another manifestation is right there in our sight. I hope Andrew Holness take a page out of his book. And that is what Andrew Holness need to tell Jamaica, that Jamaicans, youths, must follow Akif as a role model, not Peanut Dread, who disrespect women and who don't realize that a lady is his mother. The level of disrespect against female, it is atrocious. We can't use Peanut Dread. It's to tell you how the present government is just playing politics with people's life. Right? So then, that is it as it relates to what we had seen today, as it relates to a statutory declaration that, of course, has gross variances as far as I am concerned. Right? Not adding up to what being reported. So then, that is where my speech ended tonight. Once again, thank you for passing through Mystic Sensation and for Jeopardy lovers. So let me just go through, answer some of course,
Read what Delroy is saying.
Delroy. Mystic Sensation, integrity is the most valuable and respected quality of leadership, of course. Right? Mystic, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. Keep up your good work. Much appreciated. UK shout out. Thank you, Delroy, for that blessings. I really appreciate it, sir. Really appreciate it. All right. Jamaica Prime Minister was in Haiti lately, telling Haiti citizens to take part into their coming election to move their country forward. The Prime Minister was disgraced by a Haiti citizen asking a simple question. All right. Mr. PM, why did you cancel your local government election and coming to Haiti telling the citizens of Haiti to take part into their country's election? Mr. MP, don't you think that's a slow blow?
That's a low.
That's a low blow. Sorry.
that just really. So somebody really said.
No,
that.
I mean, but it's a powerful question.
I wonder what his answer was.
Right? Exactly. He has to silent. That would have silenced it.
I'm not supposed
Exactly.
to speak.
So then let's just dig there. So Jaro, Holness don't give a ratas. He's an authoritarian. I don't know why I believe Jaro. I believe the same thing, Jaro. I believe he is. We're not going on corner with that. That is my belief. Right? Yes, and so Jeopardy people not keeping you out too long, because we know some Jeopardy sparks fire. Right? People are here. They're putting on the gloves. So I am now handing over to my wife. And let me say one more big thank you, my ardent listeners, for always passing through. I really appreciate that. Love and a bad. Blessings.
Okay, thank you, Baron, for that insightful presentation, and lots of things to think about, and lots of analyzing and stuff needs to be done. Lots of soul searching as to what we want as a nation and what we want our leaders to be in the future forthcoming, and what sort of a country we want for our kids, right? Delroy is saying, this is it. The greatness of a man is not in how much wealth he acquires, but in his integrity and his ability to affect those around him positively.
Mystic family, one love. Bless up, Delroy. Well said, well said.
Not in what you acquire, because you cannot take it with you.
So true, so true.
A man's word is his honor. When you cannot take somebody at their word, then, doesn't really mean much.
All right.
All right. So we are going to be going into Jeopardy again. Thank you for joining us. We know that you could have been elsewhere on a Friday night, but you chose to be with us, and we greatly, greatly appreciate it. So let me get the template and share that with you. So tonight, I know that people will be gearing up because tensions have been building up during the week in the WhatsApp chat. All right, so number 47, okay. All right, so as you know, Jeopardy, we are playing for credit, and also tonight we are throwing in a Canadian $50 Amazon gift card for the person with the most points, and then the 4 runners up would get their credit, $500 Jamaican, Digicel or Flow, as the runner-up prizes. So let me go ahead and reveal the template. All right, let me just take off that. All right, so tonight's categories are clothes, mathematics, Jamaican soup for the soul, Jamaican jibber jabber, and name the minister. So those are the categories for tonight. So as usual, the question is in the form of a statement, and you're going to answer in the form of a question. If it's the name of a place or thing, then it is what is or where is. And if it's the name of a person, you answer who is. And as usual, you're just going to throw out into the chat to start with a category, and the first one I see is the one is the one I'm gonna start with. Welcome, Charlie. Happy Friday. How are you? Thank you so much for joining. All right. So okay, I see. Let me just refresh just to make sure I don't miss anything, because sometimes this thing is a bit delayed. Okay, so I see math for 500 thrown out by Truck Life. So, math for 500. Each driver needs to pay a fine for every violation they commit. The fine for disregarding traffic lights is $145. The fine for failing to signal is $100. The fine for speeding is $120.
Oh, yeah, them so hard.
Officers ticketed 7 drivers for this. It's Jaden math.
Okay.
It's 11-year-old math.
No, I mean define me.
Oh, we think of the question.
No, I'm talking about define.
Officers ticketed 7 drivers for disregarding traffic lights, 12 drivers for failing to signal before changing lanes, and 23 drivers for speeding. The officers issued this amount of dollars worth of fines, and it's a double point answer. So each driver needs to pay a fine for every violation they commit. The fine for disregarding traffic light is $145. The fine for failing to signal is $100. The fine for speeding is $120. Officers ticketed 7 drivers for disregarding traffic lights, 12 drivers for failing to signal before changing lanes, and 23 drivers for speeding. The officers issued this amount of dollars worth of fines. Right, let me just get my paper here. There we go. All right, can I get a pen, please? One of the ones.
What is it? What's it?
No, sir. Charlie? You read what Charlie said.
This sounds.
That's not so.
This sounds like Jamaica traffic actor. Charlie Pin, big up yourself. What one?
Come, happy Friday again, Charlie. Oh my goodness. Charlie, come, Charlie, but me always laugh to water drop out of my eye. All right, I see the answer that I am looking for. All right, so where are the others? Chuck Life, you get a head start, and Molly. All right, so I see the answer that I'm looking for. So what is $4,975? So if the traffic light fine is $145 and 7 persons were fined, that is $1,015.
Mm-hmm.
Failing to signal is 112 persons were fined, so that's $1,200. Speeding was $120 and 23 persons were fined, so that's $2,760, sorry, and then you add all, then you get $4,975 worth of fine. Oops, that's not okay. So let's see who first came in with the correct response. All right, so first on the board with the correct response is Truck Life, then Molly. Mr. George said peanut. All right, so Truck Life, 1,000 points. So it's double points.
Truck Life, 1,000 points?
1,000 points.
Truck Life. Hey, where are you?
Oh, you're not peeing. Hush, Charlie. Hope you feel better soon. I'm in a lot of pain. Hush.
Charlie,
what happened? If you care to say. But I hope you feel better soon.
Hey, yeah, man, for real.
Saying maths for 400. If each female housefly can lay 500 eggs in its lifetime, 6 houseflies will lay this many eggs. If each female housefly can lay 500 eggs in its lifetime, 6 houseflies will lay this many eggs. Okay. Chuck teacher piece of Chuck Life I beat them bad and the game don't start yet.
Now tell a teacher please.
Oh my God. It's a good at Truck Life. Charlie said, wait, what happened to the 2 car seats in this month? I'm gonna find them for the car seat. Oh my God. Ricky Life said, let me turn on my desktop because my laptop can't manage this month. Oh my goodness. All right, so I see the answer that I am looking for. Let's see who first came in with the correct response. All right. And Empress, welcome, Empress. Happy Friday. And she is slipped in there ahead
Bless
of
yourself, Empress.
Truck Life with what is 3,000. All right, let's reveal the answer. So what is 3,000 x 5 times 6 equals 3,000, and that's for 400 points. So that is Empress on the board with 400 points. And she's saying, good night, Houghton family. Good night,
Bless
good night,
yourself,
Empress. Welcome. Oh, he's having a headache. Oh, she's trying to take some Tylenol or Advil. I hope it's not migraine type headache you're having.
Might be more and get some adequate sleep.
Get more salad, God, Jeopardy. All right. So Empress, choose the next category and for how many points?
Here is Ricardo.
So nobody not waking up Ricardo.
Ricardo.
All right, so she's saying, Empress is saying, okay, so those who came in with the correct response, okay, Molly, okay, that was 1-0 too many, and she corrected that. All right, so Empress and Truck Life also came in with 3,000 just behind Empress. All right, so Empress is saying close for 200. All right, so close for 200. All right, so I'm going to give you a clue and then you're going to name the item of clothing. This long, thick piece of material is wrapped around the neck for warmth. This long, thick piece of material is wrapped around the neck for warmth. What is the material? Oh, you're allergic to all painkillers. Oh my goodness. So they have to find some sort of natural remedy, some bush or something. All right, I see the answer that I am looking for, so I am not going to delay. What is a scarf? Try to give the clue and you name the item of clothing. So a long, thick piece of material that is wrapped around the neck for warmth. Use it during the winter. So what is a scarf? That is for 200 points. All right, so let's see who first came in with the correct response.
Are you liquor cleaner?
Eh.
Yeah. You're already one time.
You know, I'm gonna if you write this, I'm gonna go carry, come or anything. I'm gonna if you write this. So, Truck Life. But what is a scarf? Eh?
So you love stifle truth, eh?
What is a scarf? That is Truck Life. Then Empress Brandel, if you write this. So, Ricky Life also came in with what is scarf. Then Molly. Okay. Corey, welcome. Good night. How are you doing? Happy Friday.
Corey, well, go on, bless up yourself.
It's a long time.
All right.
All right. So, Truck Life is bringing it back to math. You gave Truck Life his point.
Yeah, how much that?
200. So now he is just say, oh, Byron, I want to pay your points, Truck Life.
You know?
Where you trouble me for?
Yeah,
yes, not trouble me. Truck Life said max for 300. If a newborn baby heart rate is beating 115 times per minute and an adult is beating 80 beats per minute, the newborn heart beat will beat this much time faster during a 5-minute period. If a newborn baby heart is beating 115 times per minute and an adult is beating 80 beats per minute, the newborn heartbeat will beat this much time faster during a 5-minute period. Jesus, a lot on. Oh my goodness. Oh, no, comes up. You know what? Let me go over there. Let me the other device, please. Not too tan bad.
Nobody knows.
All right, let me see the answer that I am looking for. Am I seeing it yet? All right, now I see somebody made an error and corrected it. Yeah, but I would feel. Where is it? Here. 1 sec, guys. Give me 1 sec. I can go in here, so I can't do it from there, so. No, can't do it.
What?
I'm just going to call him from here. All right, so.
I name Cardo.
Not allowing it to call. All right, I see the answer that I am looking for, and it is what is 175. So what you're going to do, you're going to find the difference between the heartbeats, between the neonate, the newborn heartbeat, and the adult heartbeat, which is 115 minus 80, which is equal to 35. And then they ask you during a 5-minute period, so you're going to multiply that 35 by 5 to get 175. And that is for 300 points. So let's see who first came in with the correct response. All right, let's see who first came in with the correct response. All right, so first on the board with the correct response is Truck Life. Mr. Gilmore, you're lagging behind. It's just reach at 3,000. Okay, so never try. Welcome, welcome, Mixin. Happy Friday. Thank you so much for joining in. You're coming to shine?
Bless yourself, Mixin.
Oh, in same day, not some noise.
Who that?
Mixin.
Oh.
All right, so 300 more points to Truck Life. May I tell us, I must shell down the mat. I must shell down the mats. All right, so he's saying math for 200. I guess he's clearing the board of math. If your heart pumps 60 mils of blood each time it beats, it will take this amount of beats to pump out 900 mils of blood. If your heart pumps 60 mils of blood each time it beats, it will take this amount of beats to pump out 900 mils of blood. What is the answer? Let me see what's going on in the chat. To do it fast because I know some can't hold them. All right, and I see the answer that I am looking for. Let's see. What is 15 beats? So 900 divided by 60 equal 15. Right, so 15 beats for it to pump 900 mils of blood. All right, let's see who first came in with the correct response to that. 200. So first on the board with the correct response is Truck Life.
How much points?
300. No, 200. Sorry, 200.
Again?
Yeah, for Truck Life.
So that's 1,700 points.
Yeah, 200.
Okay.
Then David and Empress. then Molly.
Oh, David
the
there?
answer. Yeah, David is here.
Okay, so the score as it is, Empress on 400 points, Truck Life 1,700 points.
All right, so Truck Life, choose the next category and for how many points? Saying math for 100. It took Louis 1 hour and 4 minutes to get to work yesterday, so he decided to take a new route today. The new route got him to work in 48 minutes. The new route was this much faster. It took Louis 1 hour and 48 minutes to get to work yesterday, so he decided to take a new route today. The new route got him to work in 48 minutes. The new route was this much faster. Oh, I'm saying I can't hold them. So before we finish reading it. Oh my goodness. All right, I see the answer that I'm looking for. So I'm not going to delay. What is 16 minutes? So 1 hour and 4 minutes converted. 1 hour and 4 minutes converted to minutes is 64. 64 minus 48 equals 16. All right, so 16 minutes. That's the answer. Right, so let's see who first came in with the correct response, because the amount of 16 Mr. run out quick and fast. All right, so Truck Life, 100 points.
Truck Life?
Yep, then Truck Life again, you've added the minutes to it, then Rasta Girl Empress. Rasta Girl Empress, then Danielle, then Molly. All right, so Truck Life, choose the next category. It says soup for 100. All right, let's see how well you know the Jamaican dish. May I tell the teacher up here at the front of the class look like him didn't even write up on the chalkboard. A classic Jamaican soup made with coconut milk, callaloo, okra, hot chili peppers, garlic, onions, and often meat, as well as enriched flour dumplings, which is seasoned with salt and black pepper. You say yes, for real. A classic Jamaican soup made with coconut milk, callaloo, okra, hot chili peppers, garlic, onions, and often meat, as well as enriched flour dumplings, which is seasoned with salt and black pepper. Name the soup. All right. So you heard what is rundown. All right, I see what I am looking for. What is pepper pot soup? So pepper pot soup, and that is for 100 points. So let's see who first came out with the correct response, because the amount of soup them are making in the chat, down to fish tea getting make a manish water. Oh my goodness. So what is red pea soup? Teacher Pierre dead with laugh. Sadiki said, may I go and listen? Okay, Sadiki, thank you so much for still being here. All right. Let's see who. Oops. What is nope? Mixing. What is pepper pot soup?
Oh, mixing.
So mixing is on the board with with 100 points. Then Truck Life, Tiffany. You guys say copy Bright Spark teacher P answer. Teacher P, no, wait. No, sorry, mix it. It's Teacher P, sorry.
So
Teacher P is on the board, not mixing. Sorry, mixing. I forgot to push you back off of the board.
So Teacher P.
Teacher P. Welcome, Arlene. Happy Friday to you. Thank you, Alreen. Sorry, I'm always messing up your name. Alreen. Thank you so much for joining. Happy Friday to you. Hope you're having a wonderful start to the week and had a wonderful and productive week. So yes, teacher P. So teacher P is gonna choose the next category and for how many points. So Truck Life also came in with Pepper Pot after mixing. Tiffany, Corey also came in with Pepper Pot, but you have to answer in the form of a question, Corey. You have to say what is for place or thing. Then you say who is if it's the name of a person, and then you put the answer. All right.
All right, Corey, let's see how they do your thing.
Teacher P. Bob. Greetings. Okay, and Molly also came in with Pepper Pot. Oh, teacher P. So my phone changed the spelling. Yes, but remember, we're not marking for spelling because we know the phone always messing up with spell check sometimes and doing its own thing. Yeah, Truck Life, I realized it was teacher P first after checking again. Truck Life said, teacher P fingers nimble tonight. Teacher P saying soup for 200.
All right.
So soup for 200. This nourishing Jamaican soup is prepared with beef, pigtails, bungo peas, yams, onions, thyme, pimento seeds, and Scotch bonnet peppers, with Jamaican dumplings often added for good measure. This nourishing Jamaican soup is prepared with beef, pigtail, bungo peas, yams, onions, thyme, pimento. You hear saying if you whisper? You can't whisper. Pimento seeds and Scotch bonnet peppers, with Jamaican dumplings often added for good measures. All right, so name the soup.
Name the soup.
All right. So much people are not them things are red peas are missing, so I put red peas in the pot.
Oh.
I never said anything about red peas. All right, so let's see who first came in with the correct response. I see what I am looking for. What is pea soup or gungo pea soup?
Gungo pea soup.
Gungo pea soup. It's gungo peas in there, not red peas. All right, so it's 200 points. Let's see who first came in with the correct. You plant gungo tree? You plant gungo tree?
What tree you plant?
Well, none of them not bear the tree them out list.
Go tell Sean.
You see you? You see you? All right, let's see who first came in with the correct response. All right, let's refresh that again because it kicked me out just a while ago. I had to go in all over again. All right, so let's see who first came in with the correct response. All right, nope. Name is Arlene. Oh, okay. So I was right then, Arlene. Okay, all right. Good to know. I was just looking at how it's spelled and trying to say how it's spelled, but she said it's really Arlene, so I'm not. Okay. I'm correct. Okay, good to know. All right, so I said it is what is pea soup or gungo pea soup. So first on the board with the correct response is red peas. Teacher P, what is pea soup?
All right, Teacher P, I will him tonight. How much
200 points.
200 points.
Then Tiffany, no. Soup, yum. Okay, no red peas. Okay, Rasta girl say what is gungo peas? And no gungo peas, yes. Okay, so that's all the answers came in. All right, so Teacher P needs to choose the next category and for how many points? Charlie said them fans I kind of don't know what them is. All right. Teacher P said I would drink some of that. No, may I tell you?
Definitely, teacher pay.
Berkeley says it's not time for gungo for beer. Nice with caramel, dumpling, and red peas. May I tell you, run a boat. Now they another boat the right now. All right, teacher P is saying soup for 300. Keep it all soup. This one pot dish features chicken feet, pumpkins, carrots, yams, potatoes, and seasonings like pimento, thyme, and salt. Jamaicans love Saturdays even more because of it.
Yeah, man.
I can say pop style, I'll go and teach. It's in there. I'm going to pop style, I'll go and teach. Teacher P said, me I'm killing her with soup tonight.
Teacher P.
And then drinks it. It's good for them, Teacher P. All of the nourishment, them boil out tonight.
But me come to one big soup lover.
Teacher P. All right, I see the answer that I'm looking for. So let's refresh. What is chicken foot soup or chicken feet, however you want to put it? It's a foot. It's chicken foot soup. That is 300 points. So first on the board with the correct response is let me go before me announce it. All right. Rasta girl for 300 points. Chicken foot soup. Truck life. Because what is soup it up? Corn up. Chicken. Remember I said chicken feet is in there. Chicken foot, yes, Daniel. So you give Empress a point? Okay, 400.
400?
You put it, you know, just a second. Sorry, no, 300. Sorry, it's 300. 300 points for Empress. Daniel also got that.
So the score is
Teacher
P and 300 points, Empress 700 points, and Truck Life 1800 points.
Empress, I had our 300 points fast, then I better slow down with it.
Yeah, no, 700 points, yeah?
Yes, she has 700. All right. So
add it, Empress, man, add it.
All right, so she says soup for 400. This tasty soup contains freshwater crayfish, vegetables such as pumpkin, carrots, onions, and sweet potatoes, and is seasoned with garlic, thyme, scotch bonnet peppers, and pimento. Name the soup. Name the soup. Name the soup. Teacher P giving a Ricardo. Teacher P said done. All right. I see the answer that I am looking for. I see the answer that I'm looking for, so I'm going to reveal it. And what is janga or crayfish soup? It's right there. What is janga or crayfish soup? All right, and that is for 400 points. So let's see who came in with the correct response. Let me just refresh this a bit. Oops, don't run. Okay. Teacher P, what is crayfish soup? And that is for 400 points. And those teachers P said me don't play. That's why I said she give a record.
So the score as it is.
Sorry, then Empress mixing. Okay.
And so the score, Teacher P and 700 points, Empress 700 points, Chuck Life 1800 points.
I tell the Chuck Life, Teacher P on fire. The Teacher P says soup for 500.
What? Big points.
A light soup seasoned with salt, pepper, and thyme that is unlike other Jamaican soups, which are usually more thick and hearty. This soup features some small fish and vegetables like bell peppers, carrots, onions, and green bananas. They claim it helps you keep it up. A light soup seasoned with salt, pepper, and thyme that is unlike other Jamaican soups, which are usually more thick and hearty. This soup features some small fish and vegetables like bell peppers, carrots, onions, and green bananas. They claim it helps you keep it up. Name the soup. Name the, what may I tell you?
They already answered.
Mm-hmm.
My goodness, they are fast.
And that's up there already. Oh, you need to catch up this. Watch out.
Charlie.
All right.
We know the child would say something like that, you know.
I see the answer that I am looking for. All right, so let's see who first
Charlie
came
said
in. So
body
let
soup.
me. What is fish tea? All right, so it's small fish. All right, so that is for 500 points. So let's see who first came in with the correct response. Okay, that's where it starts, 500. I want to make sure I'm under where it starts. Arlene is lagging a bit. All right, first on the board with the correct response is Teacher P.
All right.
Teacher P.
Teacher P, I give it to them.
500 points.
A lie. Teacher P, I go answer.
Then Truck Life, Empress,
Teacher P
Daniel,
is steering up the place.
Ricky, Mixin, Tiffany.
Okay, so the score is Empress and 700 points, Teacher P 1200
Then
points,
Molly.
and Short Life 1800 points.
Ricky said, whoa, Teacher P make the last soup there for me.
All right.
What are the categories again? These are clothes is left, Jamaican
Bless up
jibber
yourself,
jabber,
Albert. Miranda, heal up Albert. Miranda.
Jamaican jibber jabber, and name the minister. Welcome, Albert. Happy Saturday to you over there in the Philippines. Thank you so much for joining. Really appreciate you being here. All right, so wait until it comes up. Okay. All right, let's see. All right, she's saying name the minister for 100. All right, let's see. Name the minister for 100. So I'm going to show you a picture of the minister and you're going to say who the minister is. All right, let me just bring the face up a bit more. And this minister is in charge of science, energy, and technology. So this is one of your ministers who is in charge of science, energy, and technology. I'll give you the clue according to their portfolio. Okay, Arlene, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Said by now, just came to show my respect and God bless you. Thank you so much.
Bless up yourself,
Happy Friday again
Arlene.
to you and have a blessed weekend. All right, so I see the answer that I am looking for, and it is, who is Daryl Vaz? So Mr. Vaz is the Minister of Science, Energy, and Technology. So, and that is for 100 points. So let's see who first came in with the correct response. All right, let's see. People. All right, so first on the board with the correct response is Truck Life for 100 points. Then Mixon, because he never put the first name. Ricky say who that. Then Danielle, just a Portland man. Tiffany. Okay, Daniel, couldn't remember the dude name. Okay. And Molly says who's Vaz, but we need the first name as well, because could be anybody Vaz. All right, and Truck Life is said. Truck Life said he may run from that. All right, so Truck Life close for 500. Teacher P. Teacher P. All right, so Truck Life is saying close for 500. The thin clothing worn under everyday clothes for comfort and warmth. The thin clothing worn under everyday clothes for comfort and warmth. And it's worn more lower down in the middle area. Both men and women wear it. Okay. Might not be made or designed the same, but men and women wear it. Let me give another clue. All right, and I see the answer that I am looking for. And that is for 500 points. Oops. That's not what I meant to do. So I see the answer. What is underwear? So both men and women wear it, but designed differently. All right, so that is for 500 points. People still wear slip? So what is slip? Okay. Oh, wait. Marina, what is Marina? No. Truck Life, what is underwear for 500 points? So Truck Life for 500. I want Truck Life are going to tonight.
Truck Life, bud.
Yeah, tell you. Then Empress, Long John's, Teacher P, just panty on the panties. Teacher P, Danielle. Jesus, I said, Charlie, I pray for Charlie for me there.
What Charlie listen?
Since some people wear underwear for warmth. Of course, it help warm up. Oh, I'm not trick. I'm not giving a clue. And then Molly, what is underwear? All right, so Truck Life, choose. Turkey, I love. Look like coveralls. All right, so Truck Life is saying clothes for 400. Underwear can't warm nobody. Well, so says you. Some people still wear the big ones. All right, so Truck Life is saying clothes for 400. A long piece of material which is attached to the collar for a smart appearance. A long piece of material which is attached to the collar for a smart appearance. Name that piece.
Somebody's supposed to get that.
All right, everybody run out on it. All right, I see the answer that I'm looking for, so I am not going to delay, and it is what is a tie? Make it try to look sharp, and that is for 400 points. So let's see who first came in with the correct response. This is for 400. Mixing. Let me look again. Let me refresh. And him choose already, you know. I'm sure I'm on the board. All right. So Mixing, then Empress, Ricky. So Mixing, please give Mixing him 400 points.
Okay,
please.
Mixing is on the board.
400 points. Then Empress, Ricky, Truck Life, Danielle, Tiffany. Hello, if me
Bless up yourself, walking purpose, Miss Monica. Big up yourself.
Welcome, Miss Monica. Happy Friday. Thank you so much for joining in. Mixing say, hello, if me not get this, somebody quote the game. All right. Okay, so Mixing is saying close for 300. 300. All right, let's see. A formal piece of clothing that can be either long or short-sleeved. A formal piece of clothing that can be either long or short-sleeved. All right, I see the answer. Let me start refreshing. Mixing a go on with himself on the board. All right, I'm just trying to make sure. Okay. All right, so what is a shirt? And that is for 300 points. So shirt for 300. So let's see who first came in with the correct response. Okay. Right, I didn't miss any up there. So Tiffany.
Tiffany?
For 300 points.
Tiffany?
Then Truck Life.
All right, the score as it is, Tiffany for 300 points, Mixing 400 points, Empress 700 points, Teacher P 1200 points, and Truck Life 2,400 points.
Okay. Ricky, Ricky said the fast finger, fast brain, I stress him out to my go in bed. Have a wonderful weekend, Ricky. Thank you so much for joining.
Oh, are we caught
If you're really God, no, Ricky Life.
Oh, okay.
Teacher P laughing. All right, NTM. Oh, name the minister for 400 for Tiffany. She said 400.
Then call record until all I big points.
I hope you guys can see that picture. I don't know why it came up so small. So name that minister, and it's for 400 points. Oh shit, why didn't I write her portfolio? I think she has to do with foreign affairs. She has to do with foreign affairs. Okay, so she's a minister of foreign affairs. What's her name? Ricardo, wake up.
Ricardo, wake.
Ricardo. No, she's not. She's not. She's way younger and she has hair on her head. Let's say that. Her hair is not that short as the Minister of Education. All right, I see the answer that I am looking for, and it is, who is Kamina Johnson Smith? And that's for 400 points. All right, let's see who first came in with the correct answer.
When the camera sit, then we get to Ricky, so.
Welcome, Ricardo. Happy Friday to you. I was here earlier, but I can drop out. It didn't say, hold on, our Ricardo there. And so many questions later, you missed Ricardo. All right. So I remember there's no spelling. Hold on. The name not finished. So I can't do that one. I have to bypass that. All right, and I see the answer that I am looking for, and it is Tiffany. Who is Kamina Johnson Smith?
Tiffany?
Uh-huh.
And much points?
That is for 400 points. So we have like just some portions of the name.
Okay, so the score as it is, mixing on 400 points. Empress and Tiffany and 700 points. Teacher P, 1,200 points. And Chuck Life, 2,400 points.
Okay, so Empress also came in with the answer. Also did Daniel and Saniki. Miss Monica. Okay, so she didn't put it. Okay, just say her husband say. All right, so Arlene. All right, so Tiffany, choose the next category, and for how many points? Where Mr. Ricardo? So where is he? Wait there. I know Mr. Ricardo jump in with the answer. Okay, he never finish it. All right, so Tiffany, choose the next category, and for okay, so she said 500. Double point answer. Name this minister, and he is, that's 500. He is the Minister of Investment and Commerce, Industry, Investment and Commerce. So he is the Minister of Industry, Investment and Commerce. No, do the man so bad. No pin the name the panel. No pin the name the panel. Oh my goodness. All right, and I see the answer that I am looking for. All right, and that is a double point answer. Who is Auburn Hill? So Mr. Auburn Hill is your Minister of Industry, Investment and Commerce, and that's a double point. So that's for 1,000 points. So let's see who first came in with the correct response. All right, let me see what your nimble fingers did mixing, because I see you still did a type Auburn. But let me see where you came in the mix of things. Okay, Miss Monica, thank you for coming over, and have a wonderful weekend.
Bless up yourself, Sister Monica.
So first on the board with the correct response is Truck Life with Auburn Hill. Spelling is, sometimes the phone does its own correction. So 1,000 points goes to Truck Life. then Empress. It's not kind of easy. Okay, but you didn't put the last name mixing. Then Tiffany, Empress, Molly, Saniki. Okay, Miss Monica is saying bye. Empress said, and me first. No. Let me look again, but I'm sure I saw. Well, I'm almost sure I saw. Let me put it that way. Truck Life before you, but let me double check again. Yep, Truck Life, then Empress. All right, so Truck Life, choose the next category and for how many points? Yeah, I refreshed again and it's still showing me in that order. All right, so Truck Life, let's see if he chose. Okay, Minister for 300. Okay, who is this minister? And he is the Minister of Justice. Minister of Justice. Who is your Minister of Justice? Yes, mixing you missed it because the last name you need to put the name in properly. So I see the answer that I'm looking for, and it is who is Delroy Chuck. So Mr. Delroy Chuck is your Minister of Justice, and that's for 300 points. Welcome, welcome, Jamfet. Happy Saturday to you over there in France. Jamfet, Jamaican vibes in France. Welcome, welcome. Happy Saturday to you. The two persons who are teaching all week, both of them fell out sleeping. And trust me, both of them just turned up. One just a couple minutes before the other, the two rivals. Oh, Jesus. And then I easy at time. I'm so not gonna call me. Hush. People them move me and me. Chuck, I told Ricardo to call you Jamfet, but he was sleeping.
What Chuck left means?
Listen, them beat up each other, the two of them fall asleep.
Yeah, man.
But Ricardo, he sleep then because he not hear him phone ringing unless it was on vibrate. So he can't blame nobody. But hush Jamfet next time, make sure I ring you too. Oh my God. All right, so let's see who first came in with Mr. Delroy Chuck. Ricardo. Who is Delroy Chuck? You know, so
Ricardo.
the phone mess it up. Yeah, so Ricardo. And that is for 300 points. Then Truck Life, Empress, Mountain is still here. Thank you so much for still being here. Really appreciate it. Let me see if anybody else. Mixing also got Delroy. When I say Ricardo sleeping here, she had chanting for go back, go sleep. Empress said I called in the group through the coin. It's supposed to call all the fouls. So them sleep dead. Because that's what we were trying to do too, but then we did it individual, but oh my God. And then Molly also got who's Delroy Chuck. Saniki also came in with Delroy Chuck. Jamfet says scorecard, please. They want to know where we are in the mix of
okay, so
a chance.
Ricardo on 300 points, Mixin 400 points, Empress and Tiffany on 700 points, Teacher P and 1,200 points. Chuck Life, 3,400 points.
Empress say you can't win again, Jam Fit. Makes sense that Jam Fit, better you sit this one out. Okay, so Donna Sniper phone me here aloud on the live. Okay. Right, so choose Ricardo. So ministers for 200. Let's open up ministers for 200. So we're finishing ministers. Name this minister. And she is the Minister of Legal and Constitutional Affairs. So she's the Minister of Legal and Constitutional Affairs. Minister of Legal and Constitutional Affairs. What is her name? Looks into the point standings enough tonight. Okay. Ricky got that one. All right, and I see the answer that I am looking for. So I'm just going to go ahead and reveal who is Marlene Malahoo Fort. So she's your Minister of Legal and Constitutional Affairs, and that is for 200 points. So let's see who first came in with the correct response. Oops. Letter. Try. Do you have any more in your container? Yeah. Any more in the container? I did pour it back some. All right. So Ricardo, who is Marlene Malahoo Fort, is first on the board. So that is for 200 points.
And who got that?
Ricardo. Then Truck Life. I don't know what mix into that type, but I person. Mix it. But I don't know, you and your fingers and the keys and the phone not working together at all. You need
500 points.
You need to find some way for your keyboard and your fingers work in unison. Then no, she didn't finish that one. Then Jam Fit, Tiffany. Albert is laughing. Here we go. For the little 5 bill credit. Boy, Ricky, I forgot second for the little 5 bill credit, say Empress. Jean-Fred said, I'll teach a P in the conspiracy. Oh my goodness. Oh, Tiffany said, what the hell is Jibba Jabba? When you choose a category and I open it, then you'll figure it out. Jamfit said Ricardo spell it wrong. When it's not spelling B over here, Jamfit. As you know, sometimes the phone messed you up. Also, Corey came in with Malahoo Ford, but didn't put Marlene. All right. Teacher Pete's laughing. And Empress is reiterating we don't make mark for spellings over here. All right. So Ricardo is saying jibber jabber for 300. Jibber jabber for 300. In most of oops, sorry, we're going for 100. I am sorry, I opened the wrong one, but we're going to leave it at that. In most of the world, they are called police. But in Jamaica, they are known as constables or called by this not so nice moniker. In most of the world, they are called police, but in Jamaica, they are known as constables or called by this not so nice moniker. Sorry, who chose? Sorry, Ricardo, I messed up your choice. I'm sorry. All right, and I see the answer that I am looking for, and it is what is Babylon? So we call the police officers in Jamaica Babylon. All right, let's see who first came in with the correct response. So hoping. All right, and I see the answer that I am looking for, and I can get to redeem myself. So Ricardo first with Babylon, and that is for 100 points.
For Ricardo.
Then Mixin, Truck Life, Teacher P, Empress. Oh my God, Saniki. Oh my goodness. Let's try. Some of these names me never see before. Then Molly. All right, so
Ricardo supposed to choose.
Ricardo choose. Okay, so now he's putting it back to 300. Okay, sorry, I didn't even release the board. Make sure I click the correct one this time. All over the world, this term is used to describe something new or recently made. In Jamaica, you need to add salt or seasoning instead. So all over the world, this term is used to describe something new or recently made. Pay attention to that clue. In Jamaica, you need to add salt or seasoning instead. Why you add salt or seasoning to something? Let me ask the question. Why you add, especially salt, why you add salt to something? Okay. So all over the world, this term is used to describe something new or recently made, and I see the answer that I am looking for. And it is what is fresh. Right? So when something new in Jamaica, you say fresh. Right? So it's 300 points. So let's see who first came in with that answer. Ricardo.
Much points? 300?
300 points. Ricardo come with a vengeance. Jump say one judge tonight.
At this point, Ricardo looking a little bit dangerous.
We still have double score.
We still have double score.
Double score still in play.
That's why he's dangerous.
It's brand new. It's cleanish, but unless I'm gonna clean the other ones, everything. Then sorry, Mixin, Molly, Albert, Saniki, Ricardo, so let me circle with the 5 bills then. To leave it for last. Oh my goodness. All right, so jibber jabber for 400. Usually meaning light, airy, and soft. In Jamaica, it means you need to go on a diet. So usually meaning something light, airy, and soft. But in Jamaica, if they say it, it means you need to go on a diet. Seriously? All right. People are thinking. All right. That's why it's called jibber jabber, for you to think. And the clue is in there. Light, airy, and soft. And then you say need to go on a diet. All right. So that is for 400. Sorry. That is for 400 points. And I see the answer. What is fluffy? So if you're told that you're fluffy in Jamaica, you need to go on a diet. Right? So that is 400 points. So let's see who first came in with the correct response. What? First on the board? I can't believe my eyes. Let me refresh again. First, somebody had planned for on a monkey wrench. When they say a kangaroo wrench. Somebody to plan for a kangaroo wrench and everything. All right.
Somebody leak out Ricky.
But I'll give Ricky a fight right now. All right. First on the board with the correct response is Jamfet.
What?
400 points.
What?
400 points.
Jamfet juke him.
Then Ricardo mixing.
Jamfet juke him.
Sadiki.
Hey, Chuck Live supposed to rate Jamfet for the one there.
Empress and Lego Jamfet 4 bills.
Wow.
Mixing said don't make
So all right. So nothing can stop Chuck Life now. Chuck Life is the winner. Me never want to say anything yet, you know. Because if Ricky Wayne get the 400 there, you see he might plan for left the 500 for last, because if he can get that a double score. So
We're gonna say, "Hey, Byron, watch your mouth."
All right.
About somebody lick out Ricky.
Oh.
Can't manage that. Oh, Jesus.
My friends up my talk, Ricky.
But wait, Ricky, you never was supposed to carry some jerk Trenton and the chicken tonight.
Oh,
you never show pictures, so you're gonna get them. So what happened to the food?
Him overeat and drop asleep.
That's happened. Eat off the food and drop asleep. He show pictures saying gonna get one whole jump and a jerk Trenton and gonna KFC for the fall up till income now, and he not say nothing about the food.
All right.
All right. All right, we're supposed to choose the next category again. Jamfet. Jamfet chose yet? I'm still looking, Jamfet. Choose your category and for how many points. God, our one candle for you. Fair Byron for that.
3 points to leave up there.
Mr. Mystic, me still have chicken. Ricky said me from we supposed to spoil by now.
Yeah. I was supposed to choose
Empress. Jamfet. That time Mr. Jamfet fall asleep. Jamfet. Choose a category and for how many points? Let me go down. Jamfet had to tell you to pass there now. Bushra, welcome. Happy Saturday to you. Thank you so much for joining. Oh, it's saying jibber jabber for 500. Okay, it was a bit delayed, Jamfet. Sorry. So jibber jabber for 500. Double score answer. I need to go to the washroom before I reveal this one. When Jamaicans say this, they do so while laughing, or at the least with a smile, and you can be certain no funeral will be necessary. When Jamaicans say this, they do so while laughing. Clue, while laughing. Next clue, you can be certain no funeral will be necessary. Right? So let's do this. When Jamaicans say this, that's the saying, they do so while laughing, or at the least with a smile, and you can be certain no funeral will be necessary. What is the when joke sweet to know, bad down or laugh?
The answer is there now. The answer is there.
Okay. All right, I see the answer that I am looking for. Baron is faster than mine right now. What is me dead? When joke sweet to know, the point on the ball out over me dead. But nobody's died. So that is a double score answer. So a person is going to get 500 points added to their existing score, and then that is going to be doubled. All right. So let's see who first came in with the correct response. All right, let's see. There's only 2 more left on the board. What is, oh my goodness, nope. All right, no sir. First on the board, no, this is more than a monkey wrench. This is a kangaroo wrench, hippopotamus, every wrench I can think of get thrown out. So, first on the board with the correct response is, not even have no drum roll. Jamfet! No, 500 points added to Jamfet.
900.
And then multiply that by 2.
1800.
Then Ricardo Jamfet. Okay, come back and try to put it in a sentence. Tiffany. Okay, what is the mixing? It was delayed, Jamfet. That's why I was missing it. I don't know why it was delayed. Ricardo say Byron, man, funny talk, this trap me, you know. So they pay attention to Byron and they talk and not keep the ending of the game. Come true, focus on France. Hope you not lick more fat off the board. All right. So congratulations, Jamfet. Choose the next category. And for how many questions? For how many points, sorry. Tiffany said, why did Ricardo wake and draw Jamfet with him? And me say, if you did come with, if you don't have a chance, kiss me teeth. Hush. And if when I put in those, it take a lot more because I have to think and come back through some. But it will be coming.
All right. So.
Jibber jabber for 200, Jamfet. Jamaica is the only country in the world where legs do not exist and are called this instead. Jamaica is the only country in the world where legs do not exist and are called this instead. What do we call legs? Okay, can I hold them under one here? I see the answer that I am looking for, so I am not going to delay. What is foot? Every part of it a foot. You don't have thigh, leg, or foot. You have everything a foot. All right, so that is for 200 points. So let's see who first came in because the amount of foot me say I run out. So first on the board with the correct response, Mr. Jamfet. Jamfet means they're not taking no prisoners. 200 points for Jamfet.
Well, Jamfet
Then
won,
Ricardo, may I tell you, and Ricardo right there. Ricardo hold up on his shirt here. Then Truck Life, Tiffany, Molly, Mixin, Saniki, Ricardo laughing, Albert, Tara saying blessings to everyone. Blessings, Tara.
Blessings,
Thank you so
Tara.
much for still being here. It's confusing. Then Jamfet and Ricky. Well, Jamfet and Ricky get in them. You just have to pay attention to the keywords, the clues in the statement. Jamfet says it's not over till the fat lady sings.
Exactly.
You all should have done this category before All Foot France reached. All right.
Okay.
All right, so the last one that's on the board, so I'm just going to reveal it, and that's under close. The loop of material, often leather, is used to keep trousers on tightly. This loop of material, often leather, is used to keep trousers on tightly. Run out, jump out, skip out. Okay, now everybody going to run out on that one. And I see the answer that I'm looking for. And what is a belt? So belt. And that is for 100 points. So let's see who first came in with the correct response. So first on the board with the correct response is 100 man.
Ricardo?
I never called the name, but Ricardo. So Ricardo, Teacher P, Truck Life, Mixin, Tiffany, Jamfet, Empress, she put leather in it, Molly, Saniki. Welcome, Verona. Happy Friday.
Bless up yourself, Verona.
Belt also came in with that answer. Happy Friday to you. Thank you so much for joining. All right. On a short truck life for play, asked you Jamfed. Baron, let go the score now.
Okay.
Well, sleep, Empress.
No. Empress.
Slap off the board. Send it to my 846.
No. Empress and Tiffany have to
playoff.
Do a playoff. Empress and Tiffany
both have 700.
Both have 700.
One sec. Give me a minute. I have
to be the 5th place winner. So Empress and Tiffany has to answer one more question, right, to see who is going to win the 5th place. So that's where the problem is. So Truck Life is the winner for the Amazon gift card there. Amazon gift card going to Truck Life, and only the rest of what, 500 points, 500 credits. Huh? Except the winner. The rest are 500 credits? Yeah. Okay. So first place is Truck Life, getting that Amazon gift card. Second place, Jamfet, coming in at 2,000 points. Third place, Teacher P, 1,200 points. Fourth place, Ricardo, 1,000 points. And the playoff, we will stand by for the playoff to see who is going to get that 5th place win.
Okay, Tiffany, and okay, congratulations to all the winners. Well played, everyone. Cockroach, now this isn't a full fight. I'll watch the playoffs. So Jamfed. Just come in from convention. Okay, Verona is saying just came in.
Okay, Verona.
From convention. Good night to all of you. Good
all
night,
right.
Verona.
Bless up, Sister Verona.
Much. Hope you read a good prayer for the nation, because the nation really needs it. Please to divide the scores by the time spent on the live to determine the winner. Please divide the scores by the time spent. Okay, jump fit, go sleep. All right, so Tiffany and Empress. I'm not gonna choose the template that you're gonna use, because sometimes I choose and then the one is too difficult. So I have templates. This one is template 47. I have template between 1 to 46. So both of you throw out a number between 1 to 46. And the first one that I see, that's the template I'm going to use. Oh, Empress said to give it to you. Okay.
Okay.
In my comment. Okay.
All right. So Tiffany is the 5th place.
No play or jump and move. Okay, so give Tiffany the credit settled.
All right, Tiffany.
Okay, no problem, Empress. So congratulations to Tiffany. Great sportsmanship there from Empress. Passing it on to Tiffany without any contest.
All right, very good.
So that
good
was very
sportsmanship around here. All right, so there you have it. Tiffany is the 5th place winner.
Watch Ricardo in my throat now about template 36. About he wants to the playoff.
Wonderful game as usual. I enjoyed it.
Okay. Empress cried Cree. Tiffany said, congratulations to all the winners and thank you. Okay, so congratulations again. So Truck Life gets an Amazon gift card worth Canadian $50 and and it's a e-card. So I'll just give you the information on IG. So it's an e-card.
This is it.
Yeah. So you don't get a physical card. I'll just give you the information that you need. Okay. Chocolate Amazon works well in France if you want to exchange prices. Empress and Chocolate gives you a gift card. Okay, so Tiffany, congratulations and blessings to all. And then all the other 4 runners up will get $500 credit each, Digicel or Flow. So we are not going to tarry tonight because especially Baron is tired. He's been up since 5:15 this morning, been to work and back. So he managed to keep up. That it looked a bit tricky sometimes every time I see him head down.
That's true.
So I'm gonna say thank you to each and everyone. As usual, I know you could have been elsewhere on this Friday night, but you chose to be with us. We beat it over and over, but we have to say it because we're really grateful for you being here. And to all our new subscribers, those who have recently joined the family, thank you, and welcome. And for those who have been here from the beginning and joined us also along the journey and still with us, thank you, really appreciate it. And we really appreciate that. And those over on Facebook, thank you for watching. Really appreciate you being here. 200. Okay. All right. So really appreciate it. So I'm gonna say good night. And remember, for that young lady I spoke about at the beginning, if anybody out there have any information that can lead me in the right direction as to how we can try to get her some help or try to get the situation with the NIS, which is the National Insurance card, which was handed over to the boss for whatever reason. I guess they didn't understand and didn't realize that it's theirs to keep, not to give to anyone, and then was told it's lost. And then when he was supposed to capitalize on his pension after working for 3 government agencies. Oh, I spoke about her at the beginning of the live. You can go back and just listen from the beginning of the live, then you'll understand what I'm talking about. Because they were a great injustice was meted out to them, and I'm sure they're not the only ones this had happened to. And really and truly, $3,000 per month for 2 persons, $1,500 each on PATH program cannot work. You go to the supermarket and one item costing $3,000, and they're expected, husband and wife, they're expected, who have worked in the government agency, and now they're retired and expecting to get some pension, and they have been swindled out of it and now have to be on the PASS program, which can't do anything. Nobody can survive on $3,000 per month. They said their living condition is deplorable because can't even afford to pay rent. Right? So, okay, Tara, I'll definitely do that. And we'll see how well we can help them out. And then she said sometimes when they go, because they have to go to NCB and line up in the hot sun in long lines to collect, and some days they go, there's no PASS money or whatever, however they collect it, there's nothing to collect because it's not there, it's not ready, and then they have to go and come back another day, and that costs money, you know. So, and plus her husband got injured on the job, and they have to be, I don't know how they're managing with medical expenses, because even when I was contacted, she said that he was on the way to the hospital and she couldn't even go with him because they didn't have enough money for both of them to go. So she couldn't even be there for him as a support, you know. Oh, Sanika says it's every other month. Oh my goodness. And she told me it's $3,000 per month. I don't know. Well, if 3,000 every other month, that's even more dire. Okay, so yeah, people are really meeting it, you know, suffering, you know, under certain circumstances right now. The very poor in Jamaica has now gone, as Baron said, the middle class is now poor and the poor is now destitute. That's the bottom line. Okay, guys, so as I said, we're not going to stay too much longer, so I am going to bid you good night, and $6,200 every other month. Okay. $6,200 every other month. So it's $3,000, because if you get it every 2 months, it's basically this, what she said, $3,000 per month. When you check it out that way, because if I said $6,000 every other month, yeah, and it's ridiculous. Ridiculous. I'm in Jamaica and I have $3,000 in my hand and I spend it off within 5 minutes. Within 5 minutes. Okay, anyway, guys, have a wonderful and blessed weekend, and walk good, stay safe, and safe travel on the gravel until next week. Thank you for joining. Love and appreciate each and every one.